What's up, everybody? Welcome to Racing Dudes Live as we go through this Holy Bull card and the Withers. Mr. Samich, we're back. What's up,
We're
man?
back. It's been so long.
Oh, I feel like it's been 2 hours since I've seen you.
Oh, yeah, it's been a good 2 hours, though. We're in some tournaments. Hopefully those go well. It's been a little choppy at Aqueduct. The favorites, I think, are going to lose, win, and then vice versa. So I got to get that ship righted, but we're still alive in the pick 5. So that's always good, and got a shot at the pick 6, which is nice. And we're about to kick off the late pick 5 here at Gulfstream.
I know it's a lot going on at one time here, and that's why we went live. We're going to do a draft pick 4. We're not going to do a draft pick 5 because it's almost time at the Gulfstream. But, we have 0 minutes to post. We might as well talk about the forward gal first. A really solid race. I feel like a lot of interesting prospects. The number 5 Radio Days is now 4-5. Definitely looks like a little bit of a standout on paper. What did you think of this one?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the 5 should, if we run back to either of those races, the 5 is awfully dangerous. This is the reason Dylan Davis actually came down and rode in Florida today. So I'd expect that the 5 is locked and loaded and ready to go. The question really is he going to have enough pace to run into? I think the answer is probably yes. I think the 4 probably sets the pace. The 2 is going to chase there. I think the 4 is interesting at 15-1 if the 4 can get loose. But I'm not sure that it's going to still need to improve to be able to hold off the 5 late here.
We've seen upsets in this race before, and that's what's a little bit scary about the 5 now at 3-5. This Shug McGahee runner, though, has looked awfully good. 2 really impressive wins. A lot of Shug horses don't win first out. Radio Days did, and then came back and did what a lot of Shug horses do, and that's improve in their second start. If you remember last year, and really any year he's had horses on the Derby or Oaks Trail, they tend to progress with each race. They get a little bit better. Yeah, as far as the pace, I do think it's interesting, though, because I do think if somebody gets out and gets loose, he may, or she, I should say, may not be the type to just kind of run home and catch a lonely leader here. The 4 should be in front, the 2 right there. Also, the 6, Girl with the Dream, won gate to wire last time out at Fairgrounds. You mentioned it. So is the 4 kind of your alternate horse to the 5 here, though, for a price?
Yeah, if I'm going for a price, it's the 4. I think the 7's interesting as well. I'm kind of surprised the 6 is sitting on the board at 6-1. I was expecting the 6 to be a clear second choice here. Right now, we're kind of sitting that 4th choice role, which is surprising me. I didn't expect the 2 graded 2 to take this much money, but Pletcher obviously started this day off pretty good after struggling a little bit yesterday. Yeah,
absolutely. And Michael Marston confused by the 6 is 6-1. Brad Cox had In Dreams that was the Swale, would be the 5th race, and that horse did nothing, just went flat after, setting fractions that weren't that bad. I thought the horse could hold on and win. Samich, we watch Gulfstream every day. Have you kind of noticed, and I'll see if you agree with me here, it seems like you don't really want to be on the lead on this dirt course the last couple of days, do you?
Well, it's weird. You've been wanted to be inside speed like about a week and a half ago. Yep. And it seems like all the jockeys now know that, which is kind of what you see sometimes with these biases, is that when the biases get pronounced, everyone tries to play through the bias. And you see like races where you go 22 and change when it was going like 22-1, when it was going 22-4 earlier in the meet. And that difference makes it a lot easier for horses to come from off the pace. So it feels like jockeys have been rushing more and the fractions have improved. The fractions become faster, which has created the chance for horses to kind of come from off the pace, made the track play a little bit more fair.
Yeah, I totally agree. We'll see if this trend continues. Like I said, it's happened a few times over the last 3 days, really. I mean, you think of the big allowance race yesterday, In Dreams comes from off the pace. But again, you had really good fractions being set up front. They're getting ready to get in the gate, or they are getting in the gate, I should say. Just one left to load. I don't know if you're synced up with me here, but the 7 is getting ready to load. That's Diamond Wow, and we're going to have a race. So we'll kind of react to this.
Yep, 7 is now. It's going to be interesting to see how this lead. The 4 didn't break well. That's going to change the complexion of this thing really quickly now.
Yeah, Radio Days, the 5 is last, but she comes from off the pace. But you're right, the 4 didn't break well. The 6 is actually in front. That's Girl with a Dream. 5-1 is what she went off as, and then 3-5 on Radio Days.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think the 6's shot from here is going to be pretty good because they don't look like they're going that fast. And Diamond Wow actually sitting in a nice spot right outside of the 6 Girl with a Dream right now. The 4 is going to have to go 3 wide and rush up, completely out of her game. The 5 still looks like she's pretty comfortable back there, though, but it's going to be all about catching the 6, I bet.
Yeah, the 4 would be a huge shock, no doubt. I think anybody but the 6 and the 5 at this point, the 5 better be really, really good. Girl with a Dream, the 6 horse looks pretty comfortable, but here comes Radio Days on the outside now. So it's going to be between these two.
Yeah, she's making the rest of the field look like they're standing still and now coming after the 6, although the 6 has not been asked at all at this point. So you got to wonder how much horse that we're going to have under Girl with a Dream here.
Yeah, Luis Saez just peeked between the legs there and behind him, waiting for the 5 to come. And here we go. This is the showdown. The 6 has got away with this, and the 5 Radio Days. I don't think this horse is going to be able to catch her. I don't know. She's bearing down.
She's trying, but I just those early packs, the 4 missing the break completely changed the complexion here, and the 2 didn't go either, and that made it easy for the 6. I mean, that's just one of those spots where the break completely changes the outcome of the race. You run that 10 times. I bet the 6 is on the lead once, maybe twice out of those 10 times. And in this case, that was the one time.
That's right. Yeah, that the 6 gets an easy trip. The fractions weren't just terribly slow, but when you're doing them all by yourself up there, it's hard to run down. And like I said, the 5 Radio Days dropped back to last and passed all the other ones like they're standing still, but just couldn't get by Girl with a Dream. So Brad Cox gets revenge in this race after losing the Swale. Really nice performance here. By the way, these two several lengths clear of everybody else. Looks like Last Leaf, the longest shot on the board, was 3rd at 60-1.
Yeah, that's one of just kind of that race frustrates me because that was one where I decided not to use the 6 because I thought the 6 was going to be up against it from a pace perspective, and then you just kind of flip it around and 2 of the 3 pace horses don't go, and that's
what makes horse racing what it is, right? I mean, you mentioned it right from the start. You kind of foreshadowed what was going to happen. Oh shit, 4 didn't break. Now we're kind of screwed a little bit. So. I still good race from the top 2. I think they'll come back and be just fine. I mean, with Radio Days, it's just like kind of just done from the start. Needed that 6 to come back just a little bit and didn't do it. 5-1 on Girl with a Dream. Like you said, really surprising that horse goes off at 5-1 was the 5-2 second choice on the board. So, wow. Yep. Incredible. Well, 1 down. I singled in the pick 5, so that's
yeah, me too. That kind of sucks in that part of it because I'm like, oh, okay, we'll get there. No. Oh,
yeah, singled in the pick 5. There's a situation too where you just wanted some coverage elsewhere with this sequence. We got 4 tough races to go. We'll talk about it. Like I said, we'll have a live draft. Pick 4, we'll do that here in just a second. And you just felt like you needed coverage, and based on the numbers, you just felt like Radio Days was a little better there. So, what are you gonna do?
Better pick 4.
Better pick 4.
What else can you do, right?
That's right. All right. Well, it looks like we got Magic. Maybe we can do a 3x3x3. Are you ready, Magic? Okay. We're bringing him in. There he is. What's up, Magic?
Hi. How you guys doing?
We're doing
not great. Apparently, I tuned in, and apparently, Radio Days shit the bed, as Dan likes to say.
The Rangers has been fine. It's the 2 and the 4 that didn't break that are frustrating.
Yeah, I don't blame Radio Days for that. I think that's a horse when she stretches out to 2 turns, will kind of sit not close to the pace, but like mid pack instead of dead last, and will be a lot better. Once they get 2 turns, I think the combination of this race being 7 furlongs and then nobody running with the eventual leader certainly helps. So. Anyway, all right, Magic. Let's do this draft pick 4. We've had success when it's 3x3x3x3. We got 3 people on right now. Let's get it out of the way. What do you guys say?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna let Samich kick us off in the 9th because I hate this race. So.
I hate this race too. I'm actually going to go with the horse for the course in this sense. and one that's been running well versus one of these that are coming back that are kind of monsters. I'm going to go with the 2-horse, Joe DiBaggio.
All right, the 2. I would have maybe thought about the 2. Magic, what about you?
I wanted the 2. I was looking at this
Really?
and I was like, shit, I'm gonna take the 2. All right, 12-1. This is great. And Mike's out here. I want the 2. Shit. Listen, there's a couple of good options in here. I think you gotta take. If Prevalence runs back to that debut, I mean, you want to talk about horse for course. He's 2 for 2 at Gulfstream. Both of those 1-turn miles. We're going 7 furlongs, which is what he had when he broke his maiden on debut. I'll use Prevalence. I understand, you got the layoff to worry about, but 20% for Walsh. So, yeah, let's use Prevalence.
All right, Prevalence. And it's okay. The 2 and the 9. I don't think we better let Todd Pletcher beat us, boys. I'm going to go with the 7 as my pick. So we'll go 2, 7, and the 9. Just real quick on this race, what a shit show, right? I mean, this is like the Boulevard of Broken Dreams times 10. A lot of old fantasy horses in here that sucked, like Soup and Sandwich, Candyman Rocket. It ain't great. And by the way, right now, Bon Razan is 4-5.
What?
No.
That's way
Well,
too
and
early.
now another click, and he's not. So maybe that was
Okay.
inaccurate.
Early
He was
betting
4-5 on first click. Now he's not. So Prevalence is the favorite 5-2. So we're gonna go.
Bon Raison that hasn't won in almost 2 years.
Yeah. I was surely that had to be a misprint or something by Twin Spires. 2, 7, and 9. The 2 is 16-1. The 7 is 3-1, and the 9 5-2. So 2 chalks and the long shot. Guess who picked the long shot? All right. All right, we'll let Magic go first. I know. We'll let Magic go first in the 10th race here. On the turf here, the Swedish Chant. We've got a field of 10. We do have one scratch of the 9. Who do you want on this one, Magic?
Let me look at this. Oh, this race. The 2 Opalina I really like. Louise Saez getting aboard. She ran pretty well in the Ginger Brew last out. Faded late, but I think the second off the layoff, second time as a 3-year-old. She's got English Channel and Kitten's Joy as her grandpas, so I feel like this horse is going to really love going about a 16th here.
Yeah, Opalina, the daughter of Optimizer, an old racing dude's favorite. Optimizer trained by the coach, and this offspring of Optimizer, Opalina, the 2-horse. All right, I'll go next here. I liked Battle Charge, the 8 a lot. I'm going to use the 8 in this spot for us guys. I feel like this horse really woke up last time out, got on the turf, and really, really liked it. Also stretching out for the first time too. Kind of similar to why I played Royal Spirit a little earlier on the card, who got a tough luck second to Grand Sonata. So I will go with the 8. All right, Samich.
I'm not going to let Chad Brown and Irad Ortiz Jr. 10-1 knock us out. So I'm going to go with the 7, Miss You Ella, who won over the synth, switching back over to the turf. Let's see if she can gobble up the ground late and start us out with back-to-back 10+1 shots.
And we have Jared joining us now. Jared, do you want to pick a horse out of this 10th race, and we'll play 3x4x4x4?
Hello. The 9th or the 10th?
10th race. We've already done the 9th.
Yeah.
Who'd you pick in the 9th? We'll see if you guys are even going to be alive to the 10th.
The 9th race, we have the 2, the 7, and the 9.
Okay, so you guys, we won't even survive that first leg. Second leg, who we have so far?
Second leg, we have the 2, we have the 7, and we have the 8.
Give me the 10.
The 10. Hal's Dream. Okay, why do you like about Hal's Dream?
Who does your beard want in that race?
The who?
I said, who does your beard want in that race?
I don't see your mom's name in here.
Okay, so we'll go on to race
Right.
number 11. So I just did we can't do 3x4x4x4, but we will do 3x4x3x4. How about that?
Sounds good.
What would that be? That would be a 72. That's still too much, but we'll do it anyway.
We'll do
All
3x4x3x3.
Okay, that's fine. All right, we'll go on to the 11th race here, and now somebody can pass on this one, and then somebody can pass on the last. That's what we'll do. So the 11th race is the Holy Bull, field of 9. Let's see, Jared, you joined us. Why don't you go first in this one? Who do you want out of the Holy Bull?
I do think this one's a little easier because I know listening to the hype show earlier, and of course I know you on Blinkers Off. I'm also on the 4 as well. Simplification. So I know that's 3 of us. I don't know who Magic's going with here, but maybe that makes this a little easier. I like the 4.
I will pass it.
Okay. Magic.
I will also pass. No, I'm just kidding. I'll use Mo Donegal just because the Pletcher barn has been simplification is a great pick, by the way. I'm not going to argue with that one, but I think it'd be crazy to leave off a Pletcher the way things are going right now with that barn. And this horse has been working out solid. Worked with my prankster who just won earlier, so yeah, I'm going to go with Mo Donegal here.
All right, I'll take White Barrio. I just think that's the other horse that may get out in front and be tough to pass. So, we talked about it, Mike, on the Hype Show that we really like the 4 and the 8 as well. So adding the 2, that's just fine. So 2, 4, and 8 for the Holy Bull. Don't worry, we'll recap this at the end, give you out the ticket if you're just joining us. All right, 12th race. It's a tough one. It's a claimer. It's on the turf, very tough race, full field of 13, 1 scratch though, the 4 Kitten Street. Who wants to take this one first? Samich, is it your turn to take this one again?
Please.
Yeah, I'll go first here. I've talked about this angle at Gulfstream that I really like. Horses that show speed on synthetic and then switch over to the turf course. I'm going to take the 1 horse Graceful Kitten at 20-1.
Okay. All right. Graceful Kitten, 20-1 is Samich's pick. Magic or Jared? Who's going next?
I just like a clarification quick. Mike does know that all these 10-1s and 20-1s don't actually mean anything if they don't win, right? Like I love that he's trying to get value in here because Rest are going a little chalky here, but I'm just making sure Mike is aware of that.
I like Magic explaining to Mike about math and long shots when Mike this time last week was finishing 7th at the NHC. And Magic was sitting on his fat ass with me on this live stream. So.
Hang on. This time last week, Mike was still $0 at NHC. It took him later to get back up to there. Thank you very much.
This time I was around 130 or so, actually, because the first at Santa Anita had run. So, but good try.
Well, I'll tell you what. For the sake of argument, let's pretend like Samich does know what he's talking about. Magic. What horse would you like to add to the 1 that we already have?
Well, he took the horse I was going to use. That's why I spit. No, I'm just kidding.
You weren't going to use a 20-1 shot.
No, I wasn't. I'll use a 12-1, the 12 horse. Mo ready. Pletcher, Irad. Horse has been facing some better horses in New York last year, coming off a little bit of a break. It's been a while since the horse has won, but I think this is going to be a good spot for him.
Jason says, I'll give you credit, Magic. You got balls. You do. No doubt. All right, Jared, let's go to you here. What do you think? Who do you want out of this race?
It's funny that you give him shit for that because the 1 is the horse that I used in the NHC qualifier I'm playing today. So I like the 1 too.
Is it? You haven't texted us about it yet. I wasn't sure if you had used it or not. Wait, who was your backup? Because that's the horse that's going to win. So that's who you should actually.
Yeah, who was your alternate?
Who's your alternate?
Yeah, that's it. Well, considering what I'm at right now, that's probably a good shot to use the backup. The 12 is who I use backup. Your horse. Can I pass?
I mean, you can pass if you want.
I would also. I guess this race is just awful. That's why the 1 I think makes some sense in this one. I kind of liked the who was it? The 2 Flow Motion a little bit. If you have to use one.
Is that who you want to use, the 2?
If you need, I mean, yeah, I guess. I think the 1's going to win.
Samich is the 3. I like the 3. I had the 3 used as well. I went 3, 10, and 12. So why don't we go 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 12? What's everybody think about that?
Let's do it.
All right. Now, let me write this out in a banner unless one of you have done it already. Probably haven't.
You guys don't like Kenny Man Rocket here?
I do. I don't think you're going to get 8-1 on him, and I don't love the post, and Mott hasn't been firing that well.
Yeah, he's 4-1 now.
I've got him in 4th in the race, so I don't hate him, but I just didn't have him that high.
As long as no one picked Soup and Sandwich.
No.
Vinny's not on. He's just in the chat.
Yeah.
And he's also correct. There's no way Mo Reddy goes off at 12-1 in the last race. I mean, that horse is going to be what? 4-1, 5-1?
Yeah.
I bet he's 2-1.
You think 2-1?
Yep.
He was a lot shorter price against higher class. Yeah.
I'm trying to write this. I read Vinny and you guys. I read something on Twitter, and I don't know if he was kidding around or not, but somebody tweeted Pete and was like, "Was that a misprint?" And he said, "Yes, it was a misprint. It was supposed to be 7-2."
I believe that.
So
the 12 to 1.
Yeah.
Slight misprint.
Yeah.
So
You had one
I
job,
don't
guys.
know.
You had
12
one
to 1
job.
or 7-2 to 12 to 1. That's not even like remotely close.
Yeah.
I know. I don't
It's
have
like-
I don't have an answer.
It
For
looks like
you.
a
2 to 1,
7 or a 12.
I don't know because when I handicapped this and did the guide without any odds, and I said, okay, he'll be the favorite, probably be 2 to 1, 9 to 5, 5 to 2 for lucky, and then 12 to 1 came out, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
That?
crazy.
What? I don't know. All right, I'm writing this out, and I'm getting distracted. The thing is, I think we've got too much money here, though, don't we? Isn't this like a $72 ticket we put together?
Should be 54 if it's 3x4 by 3x3.
We did 3x4 by 3x4.
Oh, who are the
So
four?
we got to
left?
eliminate somebody.
I thought we were 1-3-12 in the last.
We went
You get
40.
rid of my 2.
Oh, you want to throw the 2 out?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I was
that gives
between
us
12. For what it's worth, I was between 12 and 3 in that race, so I kind of go with the 3 as well.
My 2 are the 1 and the 12. So, I mean, I feel
Oh.
Who's
Oh,
your
yeah,
alternate
then-
in the tournament?
What's that?
Who's Jared's alternate in the tournament?
12.
12.
Okay, all right, we're good then. We're covered.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
1 through
We got
12.
that locked in.
Okay, cool. All right. So 279 with 27810 with 248 with 1312 $54 ticket. I got it down on the bottom there. Why don't we scroll that some bitch here? Let's see. Hold on. How do I do that?
Bitch. Some bitch.
I haven't used this in a while. How do I scroll it?
There should be like a little
What?
checkbox. Go to edit, and there's a little checkbox. This is fantastic. Oh, we're not doing a podcast. Never mind. I was like, this is great radio.
Okay. I still don't see it. Huh. Well, anyway, we'll put it right there for now. Maybe Magic can go to the back end and do
You
that.
just gotta click scroll.
There you
There
go.
it
Oh,
is.
there you go. Who did it?
Jared fixed it.
Good job.
I saw Jared. I saw the look on his face. Jared's fixing it. All right. Hey, there's soup and sandwich.
Hey, there he is. Soup and sandwich.
We got about 2 minutes to Aqueduct 7th. Did anyone have thoughts on this? I actually thought it was a pretty interesting race.
Yeah, I think it's a real good race here. Let me pull up my past performance for Aqueduct. Of course, I didn't have it ready. I had Gulfstream ready. Yeah, I thought this was a good one, a real good one. Allowance race going 1 mile here. Aqueduct this time of year, it's sketchy what you're going to find. I thought there were some decent horses in here. So much I went number 6, Dust Devil on top. I like getting back to a mile for this horse. Who'd you have?
I like the number 4, 3 Jokers for similar reasons. I thought that mile last time out was solid. We're getting a second time here. Good wet numbers, 5 races, 2 wins, 1 second. Likes Aqueduct, 3 races, 1 win, 1 second. I thought the 4 made a ton of sense. I thought the 1 was interesting, or the 1A was interesting too. I like the fact that we're kind of getting the 1 with it because I think both of them could fire. But I thought the 1A was more interesting, second off the layoff here. And the buyer numbers last year are good enough to beat this field. Came off the layoff, didn't run as big, but now here we are, second time off, and was second to Happy Medium last year, which obviously not as impressive after what Happy Medium did earlier, but still a good race there.
Yeah, I went 4-6, so we're on the same 2 as far as trying to get through this pick 5. Happy Medium was just shitty. No way around it at all. Just a horrible race for that horse. By the way, man, this track, stay far, far, far away from the inside. They would almost be better off taking the rails, and I know they can't do this, but moving them out 10 feet. I mean, this inside part of the track is dead. You saw a favorite in the last leg that was on the lead round the corner and was probably Samich 10 lengths wide of that rail.
You're getting jockeys who are smart to get out here. It's kind of like the synthetic right now at Gulfstream, where you don't ride the rail at all, which is ironic because the rail was golden at Aqueduct before the snowstorm that hit and canceled last Saturday and Sunday. So the weather there has completely flipped the track bias. It's interesting to see the jockeys trying to get through it right now because this isn't exactly the best jockey colony I've ever seen right now up in New York. So it's interesting to see them kind of react to these changes in real time.
It's a little bit sketch, no doubt.
Yeah.
The jockey colony is just a little bit sketch. Magic hates Aqueduct so much, he just left. So we'll see.
I don't hate Chowda, who I think Michael brought up there in the chat. The horse is going to have to go wire to wire, and that has been very difficult to do at Aqueduct. It's one of the main reasons I didn't use that horse. But I expect Chowda should get the lead here early, which used to make you dangerous at Aqueduct, and now it makes you vulnerable.
Yeah, and drawn inside, he better get the lead and better get wide as quickly as possible. It's really incredible. It reminds me of like watching Mountaineer right now. If you maybe many of you watching have never, and Jared have never watched Mountaineer, but you got to be 15 wide. You never run on the inside of that track. So,
yep.
All right, loading up. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I'm not watching Mountaineer.
No. Do you know where Mountaineer is? What state it's in?
West Virginia.
There you go.
I've watched it. I've played tournaments with it. I mean, come on.
I love that Jared's back into tournaments. It's just this time of year, you get him to play one or two. He gets so mad because someone hits a 20-1 that's illogical, and then he'll quit for the rest of the year.
It's short-lived, Simon, so I'm going to just enjoy it while you can.
We're playing a pick and pray right now for NHC. Dr. Tang is currently in second. I'm sitting in fifth, 3 races in. So trying to snap up an NHC seat today, too. It'd be nice to get that out of the way.
Well, shit, you've already got like 6, don't you?
No, I've noticed not for NHC next year.
Oh, yeah, BC. Yeah. They broke at Aqueduct, and like I said, Chowda is in front, and the 4 and the 6 are last and second to last. That's awesome. That's really.
I was just relieved when I entered my tournaments. I didn't see Samage's name, and I was like, "Good, fuck that guy."
Yeah, I didn't play any of the single tracks ones today. I'm in all the bigger ones, so I decided to pass on those.
I tried that. I was too late. I wanted to. I like playing the multi ones better, especially today. Santanitas, so short fields and stuff. But
who's on this 1A? Can we not be on the rail? Can we get off the rail, please?
Why are the 4 and 6 last? Can someone explain or no?
The 5 is getting the trip here, and he's a good enough horse to get the job done. 1A is backing up. The 4 and the 6 are starting to get going, but they're going to have a lot of work to do to catch the 5. It looks like he's going to strike the front.
Well, the 6 is
7 looks pretty good.
The 6 is going up the rail, so that's good. Really good part of the track.
7 looks like he's going to cruise.
Yeah, the 7 is looking strong here. Is the 1A re-rallying with the 6? The 7's gone. Yeah, I didn't like that horse.
Big time.
Yep.
Oh.
It's going to be 7, 1A.
The 7 won by the length of the stretch.
Yeah, he opened up. I mean, that's the spot you want to be in, though. You want to be sitting in like 4th on the outside, and then you just kind of sweep up the field and go right on by.
Yep.
And again, the 4 and the 6 are just too far back. Like, I don't know why you're that far back on this track.
You're dumb. You can't ride for shit. Sorry. All right. Well, that was exciting.
You sound excited.
Look at this 7 again, Southern District. Yeah, last time out, ran a mile and 1/8 at Aqueduct, got 5th, beaten 5 3/4. Did break the maiden on the dirt about 5 races ago, and then really hadn't been close since. Yeah, it's illogical to think that horse would have won by that distance, so no doubt about it. I don't know. It is Chad Brown, so maybe that was your angle. The only angle you needed, I guess, in that one. So
did you?
Ran well last time and shorting up to the mile. You can get there. And that Waxman Winterpool race was actually pretty good. Those first 2 horses are both pretty solid. But the cutting back to the mile was what got me off the horse.
Yeah.
Did either one of you guys use like that girl with the dream in the forward gown?
No.
No, in the middle pick 5 that was dead, I had Girl with a Dream. Yeah.
I thought that 5 was a lock, and the way she broke, and then was she's talented, but in 5-1 on that winner, it's like, man, that's Brad Cox and Saez, and that was a frustrating one.
Yeah.
Well, that's one where the break just determined it. We were talking about it right after the race. Where the 2 and the 4 don't go, the 6 sits on an easy lead. And that completely changes the complexion of it. Like I never would have thought the 6 was going to be on the lead there, and that made all of the difference in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It went gate to wire last time, but had other horses in the race this time that looked to have more speed. and none of them went. So, Cox brings 2 horses over to Gulfstream this weekend, and that one looked like a winner and kept going. And then In Dreams, I thought looked like a winner and then stopped. So you never really know.
You and I were talking about that. In Dreams looked like, I thought the way Irad was on that. Was it Irad or Syed? Irad was on him, and it was just like, dude, he's going to roll. Or she was.
I know. And then nothing. Michael says, Mike, no love for Violent City at Gulfstream?
No, I mean, I thought about Violent City, but I didn't end up using the horse. Let me flip over to it so I can tell you exactly why. This is one of those races where I actually thought it was pretty tough because you've got a plethora of horses that showed a bunch of talent last year that are coming back now. And when I kind of went down the list here, I just found horses that I liked a little bit more than Violent City. The horse ran well at 6.5 last time. Is going to try and go to the front here. But these longer distances have been struggling. And that's one of those horses where I just couldn't get to that horse in this spot. I mean, I think the horse has a chance to run a good race here. But I like the 2 a little bit more. I like the 7 a little bit more, the 9 a little bit more, the 12 a little bit more. And at that point, I don't really want to hit the all button. And that kind of pushes Violent City out of it for me.
Well, here's the deal with this race. It's one of the worst you'll ever see at this level. I mean, these horses are garbage, and you can make a case for a lot of them. I saw somebody, can't remember the name, and it's been too long now, saying, no, we're wrong. We don't have the 6. Well, I mean, the 6 could certainly win, but we don't like the 6. That's kind of where we were at with that. But, I think, Summit, your 2 horse and the theory behind it makes sense. It's a horse for course against a bad field. Kind of know that the horse will at least show up, gets Paco aboard, and now you're getting 14-1 on this horse.
Yeah, likes the distance, 3 for 7 at the distance with 1 second. Loves Gulfstream Park, 7 for 28. The horse is in form, 3 for 9 this year. Won the last 2 races. Yeah, I realize that this group is quote unquote better because you have horses like Soup and Sandwich and whatnot returning, Prevalence returning, but do we know they're fully cranked? Do we really think that you don't? I mean, you're going to get the best effort you can out of the 2 horses. And these other horses, they're probably more talented, but probably not as fit, not as informed, and just hoping that the 2 horse who loves this course can kind of flip the script on some horses a little better than them. Should sit the trip too. I mean, should sit right behind the speed here and get first run.
Yeah, I got a very good chance to do so. No doubt about that. A trip out is what you're wanting to do at Gulfstream. Seems like the best trips are winning all these races so far today. Jared, did you look at this one very much? I mean, and just shake your head and laugh, basically?
It's my favorite race of the day, really. I mean, just it's like I'm really bummed that Boca Boy didn't run. That would have really just put topping on this race. But no, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of with you guys. I kind of like. I think the 2 is interesting for sure here, just from a kind of fits. You could see, you got a bunch of I think War Stopper, but I don't like the 5-2 on War Stopper. Prevalence. I mean, come on. I can't play Prevalence. I don't know. I mean, I think Candyman Rocket is interesting. Like I said earlier, I don't love the post. But this horse hasn't ran, since coming back at Belmont there and finished second there. This is kind of more what Mod, I think, is going to try to do with this horse is like the 1-turn races. So it seems like the 12 is just kind of more of his kind of race. So to me, he's interesting. I just think he's going to have to be quite a bit better than the rest of these. I don't know. I mean, some of these are going to I feel like these horses are going to be around all year, right?
I hope they're around by the wire. I don't know if they'll be around all year or not.
I bet you see a couple of these in the grade 3 by the end of the year. I mean, I don't think they're wonderful horses, but you're going to see a couple of them kind of step up to that level. And I agree with Candyman Rocket, especially at 8-1, but at 4-1 off the layoff, I'm not quite as interested. And that's really the key to this race is who runs off the layoff here, because the most talented horses are all coming off the layoff. So it's who do you really want to take a shot at there? I mean, and for me, it's tough to kind of get behind any of these horses, especially in War Stopper, we haven't seen since June. And before that, he had well off since March. Soup and Sandwich, we haven't seen since October. Before that, it was May. Prevalence, haven't seen since May. I mean, it's just there's a lot of these that's just been a really long time. I guess maybe with Violent City, you could make the case this is second off the bench. I mean, the horse should take a step forward here. So maybe you could make that case for the 10 horse if you want to. But I mean, this race is one of those where hopefully the informed 2 is the way to go here.
Yeah, I mean, the prevalence thing is very interesting. Everybody remembers this horse broke the maiden impressively on Pegasus World Cup Day last year, and then won an allowance. Everybody thought he was going to be great, and then he sucked. Once they moved up the stakes, he's back to the allowance, so that's good.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of these are getting class breaks, too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's kind of hidden stash 2.0, isn't he? Like, every year, it seems like we have one monster on Pegasus Day that turns out to be the anti-monster.
Hidden scroll, not hidden stash.
Oh, yeah, that too. Hidden stash.
Well, hidden stash was a horse. So
yes, that's correct. It was in the PPs for Tampa today. That's why that name's in my mind.
Yes, he is.
My favorite thing about this race is that you've got like these four, the main 4-year-olds here are like Kenny, the ones that are notable, so to speak. Prevalence, Soup and Sandwich, Candyman Rocket. You got the 2 who's ran literally like 30 more times in his career than those horses have. Like you talk about just like just more of a level of like, okay, at least you know what you can get out of the 2. That's it for sure. So I think the 2 is going to give you a run. And I think it's one of those cases of we're just going to find out how good he is compared to these.
Yeah, it's not sexy betting on the 2. That's the thing. Like you want to, if you're looking at this race, you're like, oh, look at the grade 3 for this horse, and oh, he won a Derby prep, and oh, there's all these horses that are interesting. Doesn't necessarily make them good though, right? And so I'd almost rather have the consistent good horse at a big price than the quote unquote interesting horse that you're really rolling the dice. You don't know what you're going to get from a lot of these horses. Right. Now, like the 7's going to win by 10 lengths.
Yeah, it's definitely, it is. This is a good point too. Carlos David trained. That's always good at this track. That is always a good thing. So that's a good thing. Also, hello from Istanbul, Turkey. Hello. Thanks for joining us. All right. They're almost loaded, boys. Here we go. The race we've been waiting for.
Let's just get through this leg. Let's get the 2 home. Let's just get a little price home.
Yeah, I think that'd be okay.
Who'd you guys use? The 2?
279.
And who picked the 9?
Magic.
Oh gosh, Magic. Have you learned nothing?
He's trying to learn though.
Watch the 9 air, okay? Then he'll come back on when the 9 airs.
Well,
so 11, Bon Raison, your early favorite, is going right to the lead here.
All right. I like the 12 spot. You got a good break, and that's a good position for the 12.
Yep. If the 12 comes back firing, I think this horse is in a great spot. I told
Bet all the way down to 7-2, though. Ugh.
That is fast for Gulfstream right now. 22-2.
Yeah.
2's got a nice spot on the rail. We're going to have to get out here and have the horse.
Where is Prevalence? Oh, he's not even on the screen. Okay. Where the hell is
Junior's riding this thing like the 12's going to win for like a mile.
I know it.
Good Lord. Maybe a little confident ride, maybe, or let's see.
I think you're going to turn for home the lead in this race. You got to feel
Who's
good.
on the outside of that 6? Is that 13?
13,
no.
Yeah.
Well, never
51,
mind.
a huge number.
They went for flying, though. Who's gonna pick him off?
The 2 is done.
It could be that he just ran them all off their feet.
12 just
He blew him out. The 6 is trying.
Wow.
12 look good, boys.
It's a big race from the 12.
So he's the one coming back that you had to watch out for.
I told you guys to use this 12. Come on.
Man. Ooh,
Oh.
6 in the 10.
Man, that horse looked good.
Yes, he did.
That horse went fast and kept going fast.
Well, once he broke well, I mean, he was in the position, but yeah, even going that fast, you would still be a little worried, especially off the bench.
That was an impressive run too with the early fractions there. That's faster than what you've been seeing early in these races, and he just kind of kept on going. And interesting that no one made any moves either. Like you had a couple horses trying to close up for second late, but no one caught the 6 there for second.
The exact opposite of how the track has been the last 4 or 5 days happened in that race. Isn't that strange? I mean, it doesn't make a whole ton of sense how that just worked like that. But maybe the 12 is just that good, man. I mean, yeah, like Vinny said, Candyman was loaded. And, this horse last year had some moments and then just totally fell off a cliff. So we'll see. Maybe he's back. That was a pretty good effort. I didn't think we'd see anybody run that well out of this race.
Bree, there you go. I'm the one that put that on the screen. No one else would put that up there, I'm sure. So. You're welcome. I wish I used the 12 in the tournament. I wish I would have gotten more than 7-2 though.
Yeah, he got
that was one of those. The 8-1 was probably a little bit of a pipe dream as a morning line.
I still thought we might get like 4 or 5.
Yeah, 7-2 is not terrible.
Well, we've established the morning lines here at Gulfstream not the most accurate.
Well, is it Pete's fault, or are they not printing it correctly? Like, which is like maybe Pete's like, listen, I said 3-1. I don't know who. Like 7-2 was close.
Every one of them is like Pete just says, well, it's a typo.
See, that's what I was saying. I was wondering, like, was he kidding? Like, did he really mess it up? But I don't think he would mess up 12-1 on the favorite, or the likely favorite, I should say. I don't know. Maybe not. All right, guys. 13 minutes to the Withers. Let's go over to the Withers.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Sorry, was that out loud?
It's a good betting range.
Settle down.
Breathe, Magic. Breathe. All right. The Withers right now. Let's see. I've gotten Samich's thoughts. I've gotten Jared's thoughts earlier in the week. Let's get Magic's thoughts since he's really excited. A field of 11 right now. Early voting is 7-5. Magic. Who do we like here?
Well, I mean, early voting getting 3-2, and I'm a little nervous about that because he's going to be stretching out to 1 1/8 off of one race when he was going one turn. Gun Runner could handle it. He's got the Tisnell mare underneath, so there's 3-2 just seems short. If you want to try and find some value, I'd actually go with probably I like Constitution Lawyer a lot. If he had a really nice effort over this track last time out, it was in the mud and he got Lasix. So there's a couple questions, but if he can handle it, but he also maybe it was just that he needed to get some time in. Maybe because he faced Quavassier and Modonegal, who both won Derby preps. Maybe that's the reason why he didn't win the first 2 races, but. He's by Constitution, clearly loves 2 turns in the distance. So 6-1 with him when he likes to be forwardly placed with the rail draw. I think he's really sneaky here.
Yeah, Constitution Lawyer Samich. That's your top pick as well, right?
Yeah, I'm on the one here. I'm hoping the horse can get to the lead, and kind of just stretch this field out. 1 1/8 at Aqueduct. I kind of want horses that are more forwardly placed because they're stumbling home there late. So I'm hoping he can get to the lead or get close to it and just kind of make a nice run. Love me some Constitution and like the fact of that muddy race last time out. I am interested in the 11 here as well. That would be the other horse that I think is awfully interesting. The 11 last time out. Ran well in the Jerome, but I think really needs the extra distance. Uncle Mo out of a Bernardini mare, so that extra distance I think is going to help quite a bit. Should love the off going again, so I'm hoping that the 11 kind of gets the setup here, and Manny can get him going late, and we go 11-1 or 1-11.
Jared, I know you and I were on early voting, and now he's 6-5. The next best price is 6-1. I mean, what do you think, Jared? 6-5, is that too short for early voting?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I like that horse, but 6-5 is nuts. I think, dude, 7-1 on Cavassier is more than fair, in my opinion. Like I said it on Blinkers Off. If this horse didn't get bet, that I'd be okay with playing this horse. I get that Jose, jumped off, but I mean, this horse ran really well last time out, and I get that it's a step up, but I always hate jumping off a horse when all they've done is look good, and that's what Cavassier's done, especially when you're getting 7-1. 6-1, I guess he is now. But to me, he's more than fair at that price to play. You like Gilded Age, I know, at 6-1 too. I don't know. I'm kind of on the wait and see with him a little bit. But if he runs back to that last race, I think he's more than dangerous.
Yeah, I like the 4, the 5, and the 9, and the 5 Courvoisier, who I picked last time out in the Jerome. Here's the deal about Courvoisier. He's the same price as Constitution Lawyer, and he's already beaten him, and he beat him by 3.5 lengths, and he beat him at that distance. And he's just a little bit lower than Cook Creek that he beat last time out. So to me, if you like the 1 and the 11, the 5 has to make a ton of sense for you here. I think before the race, you kind of assume Courvoisier will be a much lower price than those two. And he's not. He's very close, very similar to the same. Gilded Age is interesting. Got beat by some really, really good horses in the first 3 races. And just, added blinkers last time out and just looked a whole hell of a lot better at Churchill Downs. Now gets Kendrick Carmouche aboard today, and he's 6-1 as well. I mean, I can't believe early voting has been bet down to 6-5, guys. It's crazy to me. Did you guys think? I mean, did anybody think this horse would be 6-5?
I was thinking 2-1 ish, but
Yeah.
6-5 seems like people are getting a little nutty here. And I realize, son of gun runner, a lot to like here. It's obviously a huge first time effort for Chad Brown. Now coming second time out, it's a Klarovich horse. I mean, I totally understand why people are playing it, but that wasn't exactly the fastest mile ever. I mean, it's 26 seconds on the way home there for the last quarter mile. It's not even like he was wrapped up. He was under steady urging for that whole last part of it. So he was being asked for run. So 6-5 seems a little nutty. And just real quick to counter argue your 5-1 point, the race where the 5 beat the 1 missed the break and it was over a fast track. And I think both of those favored the 5 in that case. I think the 1 wants to be more forwardly placed and benefits more from the muddy track. So that's one of the reasons I lean toward the 1 over the 5. But I do understand, the 5 did beat the 1, but I think the script is kind of flipped here because of these conditions.
Well, no matter the decision you make on either one of them, and I get it, it's debatable. Gosh, you're getting 7-1. Yeah. So it's almost like, well, I mean,
anyone but the 9, right? Like these values.
The way the board is, it's just like Cook Creek. That's a horse I don't really like very well. But shit, 9-1. I'm not going to sit here and say a lot of bad things to you about trying to play that horse. That the value is there for that horse.
What do you think? What's the deal? Like, why do you Cavassier being like? Is it a matter of he won and he was impressive. Won a not the favorite, hasn't been the favorite the last 2 races where he won, and people are like, well, like that was kind of fluky. Now you got a like quote unquote real shot in here, early voting. Granted, is based off his price 6-5, and that's why Cavassier is floating to be 6-1. I mean, why? I get that he wouldn't. I understand why he's not the favorite, but why do you think he's that high up? Is it like why do people? I mean, I'm no one's even picking him. I just looked at the top 4 from these guys on, Andy and well, of course, who it is, but still, no one even including this horse. So, like, why is this horse getting completely overlooked?
Well, I mean, to me, I think the horse needs to improve, right? And there are 5 horses out of the 11 or out of the 10 others with higher buyers, and that doesn't include the 4 Gilded Age. And so if you're going to play Cavassier here, you're saying he's going to take another 10%, 5% improvement off that last effort to be competitive with the rest of this field if anyone runs back to what their best race was. And so Cavassier needs a bunch of B+ races to be able to win in this spot, or needs to improve quite a bit. One of the 2.
Yeah, I think from an odd standpoint, the 2 things that always get bad are connections and buyer speed figures, and he really doesn't have either. I think last time he got bet down off of his morning line because he had Jose Ortiz, and then today you look and he's jumped off, and I think people have just chose to kind of ignore Cavassier in the spot, even though he won the prep, the last prep for this. So I think 1 1/8 also. And, you talked about he's going to have to progress. Well, he kind of has progressed each race. So there's reason to believe he can kind of progress here a little bit.
What about the 3 horse? I kind of look at the 3 as a sneaky one at 15-1. I think if you wanted a double-digit price horse, the fact that he closed from last in the Jerome, I know that race just completely fell apart, but he passed everybody but Cavassier, who got the jump on him because he was ahead of him. And his best race or his winning race was the one time he went routing at Park. So I know the speed figure for that came back pretty slow, but this is also like. When we talk about Parks horses, they're not that good when they go elsewhere. They're okay when they go to Aqueduct. Like, Aqueduct horses usually aren't that good either. And if we think that the 9, or if you're watching this, if you think that the 9 at 6-5 is a play against based on value, or you think it's just being overbet, that 3, man, stretching out like this with American Freedom and Smarty Jones and the breeding there, I think routing's going to be good for this horse, and you're getting a really nice price on him. But does anybody else like the 3 at all, even as a long shot?
Not all at once, everybody.
Howard does.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Where's Howard? Put Howard in this. Howard and I can talk about the 3.
I wouldn't be shocked if the 3 hits the board. I just think it's going to be tough for the 3 to win here. Because I agree with you. I mean, he came from way back. It's going to be interesting to see where he sits in this race. Should improve going a mile and an eighth, but I would be very surprised with 3 wins. But I do think the 3 could pick up 3rd or 4th here.
Yeah, we kind of watched the Aqueduct races, today, and like we said, it's hard to come from last. And I don't necessarily know if he will be last, but I think he'll be back there, sitting close to last. So I'm a little worried about him making up all the ground to win. It just, it depends. They're going to have to come back to him a little bit in this spot, and they very well could. I mean, like Mike said, even early voting, it was a nice win, right? But that's where you end it. Like, it wasn't an over the top. So there's a shot these horses could come back. But yeah, I don't like the 3 on top. 3 underneath would make a little bit of sense, I think.
I saw that Andy Serling had the 2 on top. Did anybody? I don't like that horse at all in this spot. Does anybody like the 2 remotely?
Yeah, well done, because that's who the horse I was just getting ready to ask about. So, what about the 2? Yeah, that's one I at least looked at for a little while when handicapping, just because it is a maker horse. You kind of have those connections, a big time purchase price. Debuted in a good race. Quote, well, at the time, maiden special weight, Rocket Dog beat this horse. Of course, we haven't seen Rocket Dog's MIA now. Came back from that race, stretching out at Turfway. One, I mean, if the horse wins, how shocked are you?
Shocked.
I'm pretty surprised.
Yeah.
That seems like a turf horse to me, right? I mean, that Turfway over the synth is kind of everything's pointing turf. It's
a declaration of war front type horse. I mean, to me, that seems like a horse that stretches horse out on turf, right? Well, I get to Maker. I'm going to guess after this horse sucks today, we'll probably see him on the turf next, right?
Yep.
I mean, Maker's 4 for the last 31, switching from synth to dirt with a less than dollar ROI.
You got to be so careful this time of the year with these kind of trainers that that want to run these turf horses on the dirt because it's Derby fever and try it out, see how they do. We'll talk about Tiz the Bomb here coming up. You got to be careful with those, and I know this is a little different than Tiz the Bomb, but it seems like you got to separate the ones that are like for real versus the ones that are just trying it out because hell, why not?
Yeah, I totally agree. And that seems like kind of, this is like the Withers is definitely a spot where you're like, yeah, I'm not sure what we have. Well, try him in the Withers. He might be okay.
Yeah.
Thorn 123, I totally agree. He said the play out of the paddock is the 4. The 4 is Gilded Age. He looked great in the paddock, like a Hulk. So I think that's a good observation by Thorn there. And I agree. He looked really, really good. I haven't seen him out on the track yet.
Well, he's pretty live on the board too. When you look at this and you think that the 9 horse has gone from 3 to 1 to 6 to 5, and he's been bet down from 10 to 1 to 6 to 1. That's one of the few horses that's taking money into the teeth of a 6 to 5 favorite here.
And he's never been 6 to 1 before. It was 6.5 to 1 is the closest he's gotten to that.
You guys have Gilded Age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that horse is interesting because if he wins here, if he looks really good, all of a sudden it's like, okay, light bulb did maybe go off in that last race, and now you have something to work with this one, especially with Mott like off the bench going straight to this race. I know it's not like it's just an amazing race, but still it's a Derby prep. And there's the other one that we had early voting, I guess, is in our league too, right?
Yep.
John.
Yep.
Did anybody claim Courvoisier? Is he still a free agent?
He's still out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Creek. The thing with Gilded Age too is that if you look at who beat him, like he lost by a lot, but Giant Game, Rattle, Major General, Call Me Midnight, and then Matza had him in in Florida this whole winter. I thought it told me 2 things that why he sent him to New York. 1, he was looking for an easy spot, and 2, maybe this horse isn't going to win the Derby if he was been training in Florida the whole time. The Holy Bull is this weekend, and then he went, nah, let's go to New York instead.
Well, and Samich said this a lot about Bill Mott when he had Hidden Scroll. He's just like, that horse doesn't fit Bill Mott. He doesn't fit Bill Mott. Horses like Gilded Age do. Yep. Ones that want to go long, whether it be turf or dirt. Ones that he kind of progresses along. Maybe they don't win on debut, but he just kind of brings them along, and he kind of has that look of, okay, this Mott is pretty good, kind of a country house type of look in a way,
I'll take that.
You know.
I'll take Tacitus, sure.
But
I'll take anybody that's not Mucho for Mott. That's what I'll take.
Well, and again, what was Mucho? He was a sprinter.
Yeah.
And Samich hit the nail on the head that year. He really did. All right, we're getting ready to load. This is exciting. Listen, the Withers, you can't beat it, guys.
No, I mentioned this on the hype thing. This is one of the most wide open 3-year-old classes I've seen in a long time. Because at this time last year, we kind of knew that there were two Baffords, neither of which ended up making the Derby, but were clearly the best 2 horses in the country at that time. This was Life is Good is a lock for the Derby right now.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, I couldn't tell you who I think is going to win the Derby yet. These 2 races actually matter in that sense because it's just that wide open, and you have Baffert chewing up Derby points. The winner of this race probably makes the gate if he wants to be in the gate.
Yep. Well, it is a special, quote unquote, special year when we could see something in this race, and okay, somebody wins the Withers by 3 normally, and it's just like, I don't care, but like you said, you're looking everywhere. Let's look at the Mind That Bird Derby. Let's see if we can find somebody there.
Baffert. If it stays the way it is, Baffert can't run. McPeak's got like 15 horses that are supposedly Derby potential. Del Romans apparently has one couple. It's just like if there's ever a year that it's like one of those guys can get in there. This seems like the year.
Yeah, no question about it.
Picks going in. I've got the 1 on top, but I kind of wish I had the 4 now. Magic?
I bet the 4 at 6-1. I'm going to take the 4 there.
Jared?
Take the 5.
Aaron?
Short price beats a long face. I'm taking the 9. He's going to stop.
Come on.
Chalk.
Coward.
By the way, Samich, they don't score in these All-Star games. They're just dicking around out there.
They are kind of just dicking around. It's really frustrating because they're not even really trying. It's pissing me off a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know. They get 2 on O's and they just shoot it 6 feet wide. It's unbelievable.
They still got the 10 in that first game. Even with they still got the 10. Even with all the dicking around, it's unbelievable. Pissing me off. I told you, lock up the under.
Yeah, exactly. On the hype show, he said lock the under.
So I love the over. Lock the under. That's that's really the play.
Okay. What we got here? Somebody acting up? We just got 1 horse, it seems like, ready to load, or 2 more left to load, maybe. Go. Who's going to be in the lead?
I think it's going to be the 1.
I think it is
the 5.
5, 1, 1, 5. Drop my pin.
No, they take it forever to load this race.
They are. That's what I'm saying.
Do you think? I'm going to say the 9 leads. If the 9 wins, I think that's how he does it. Is he hustles out early.
It might be the 1 actually. 1-5, 1-5-9. That's your early. That's your first quarter.
It really does set up for someone to come from off the pace, especially the way this track is playing.
New York tracks are so beautiful unless you get to the winter, and then it's so ugly, it's unbelievable.
Well, that view looked nice with the trees in the background, but then they switched to this one, and it looked you're like, ew.
Yeah, Belmont and Saratoga, you could just look at for days, and this is just like, can we please run this so we can get back to Gulfstream?
Oh shit!
Load the horses. Let's go.
Jesus, they're still not in.
I know. We got 1 left here.
I mean, no one's even there. No one even wants to be there live. You know what I mean?
This race is.
I haven't seen 1 live person.
Everybody you see in the background works there.
Say what you will about the 5-horse field at Santa Anita. This race is already over by then.
No, you're right. I can't argue that.
Let's go.
All right, here we go.
They're in. And
you guys ahead of me. You're probably ahead of me. Switch over.
Oh, looks like the 9's going right out to the front.
There it is.
Go, Magic.
That's not what I wanted.
Be the 1. There you go. 9-1-5. There's your top 3 in the first quarter.
He really hustled him out there too.
Yeah.
Yes. Were the instructions just get the lead and run away from him, or what?
The 5 wants no part of that, though.
No, he's going right up to him.
Sit 1. It looks like they're going pretty quick, right?
You would think.
I mean, the way this is
23 and a half.
That is fast for this track,
For
especially
a mile and an eighth.
Yeah.
Especially for a bunch of idiots out here running too, you know.
So Gilded Age sitting mid-pack, perfect.
24-2.
Gilded Age is about 100 links off.
I'm kind of
Easy to
happy
make
about
that
that.
Yeah, the nine's either gonna dominate or is gonna. I mean, the 9 and 5 are gonna back up.
Well, the 1 just quit.
Yeah. One's
The
done.
9 just got a big breather. That second
Yes,
quarter.
he did. Yeah.
48 still pretty quick for this track.
Well, yeah, but he went
quick,
20.
but
He went 24 and a half on the backstretch. That's pretty. He got a nice breather there.
Yeah.
All right, Gilded Age is roaring up, but the 9 is sitting with still plenty of horse there.
9 looks good.
Gilded's coming, but 9 looks. 9's gonna have to quit hard, and I don't see any reason why he quits.
Well, we
one's
know it's gonna
14.
be between the
5
9
is done.
Come on, Gilded, get after him.
This 2's fanning him. I mean,
God,
he would've got
2, you don't
10
even
length
belong
lead.
in the goddamn race. Get out of here.
You might
Get out of
the
here, Maker.
horse Off the rail.
Come on, Gilded. Come on,
Might
Gilded.
Get him off the rail.
Get him off the rail, you idiot.
Keep him on the rail. Get Gilded up there. Come on, Gilded.
Now he's going out. And
There he goes.
Here when he gets on the outside.
Now he figured it out. A Gilded hit a wall hard.
Yeah, he made a nice move around the turn, but that going 8 wide cost him there.
Yeah, the 2 hurt him pretty hard.
Like I said, short price beats a long face, boys.
That's
Oh.
true. Listen,
That
that's why you're the lead handicapper at racingdudes.com.
That was a ridiculous race. That was a good race by early voting.
Yeah, I mean, good idea to gun him out there, and then smart to get him off the rail there late.
Good race.
Now we
All
gotta,
right.
Was it 984 on that final?
Yep. Now we got to decide if we think that race is good or not.
No, it was the Withers.
The answer is no.
I
I think the 9 might be okay, but
I think you better take the 9 serious.
I don't know if I'd take him like super serious.
Well,
Serious in New York or serious when we leave New York? Because that's 2 different things.
okay. Just hold everybody calm down again. It was the first time the horse went long. It was the first time the horse was against Stakes Company. He ran a really quick opening quarter.
Be careful using Stakes Company.
He beat who's any good in the crop?
I mean,
That was
that's
kind of
the
the
other
point
argument.
before. He has good early speed. He showed that if you send him, he'll go get the lead. He doesn't have to have the lead. I think they just thought the best strategy was to get out in front. He's
I mean,
about
he was
as
quick out
good
of the
as
gate. That seemed like a lot of natural speed was important.
He
too.
went 26 and 1 from the half to the 3/4, and he went 27 and a half or 26 and a half from the 3/4 to the mile. That horse went slow. No, get out of here. That was terrible. That horse went slow as balls and had to be pushed to do it.
The track wasn't exactly fast, but I hear what you're saying, Magic.
first time going long, first time against winners. Chad Brown's a guy that doesn't have them just burst out in their first couple of starts. I think this is a pretty good horse.
For New York.
Listen, I don't. If we had Essential Quality and we had Life is Good and we had Medina Spirit, maybe not. But we don't have shit. I mean, he fits with what we've seen so far.
I actually wrote this down from her debut. She had a very big ear.
Someone's got Santa Anita on loud.
Wonder who that is.
It's not me.
I have it.
It was Brittany
Jared?
Urton's
Oh, he's playing
voice.
tournaments. He must be in tournaments.
That Shayaz horse just got beat for Baffert.
Who beat him?
Disco ball.
Yeah.
Huh. That's good.
The
Yeah.
5 probably is about 10 lengths the best. Literally kept running in the hills of the 1 the whole stretch and never could get around it.
Wow. That's crazy.
That horse was, I think, like 1 to 5 or something.
I had the one in tournaments, so I'm not upset.
By the way, Magic Mike, you guys are now tied for second in the fantasy league. You got 5 points there.
Our fantasy league point system, scoring wise, is as low as the actual Kentucky Derby point system right now.
Yeah.
5 points. You're in second. Congratulations.
Well, you already had 10. So. How did you get?
Speaking of which, is Corniche going to actually race this year? Do we know is he going to race this year?
That's a good question.
He's still at WinStar.
So he still isn't win. That's not good.
They say he's galloping, but what the hell does that mean?
That's not good at all.
Means
All
he's
right.
running on a racetrack.
Let's move back to Gulfstream because we have 0 minutes to post. for this race. So the Swedish Chan is 0 minutes to post. It's a wide open board, fellas. The favorite is number 6, Ocean Safari. Next choice, Opalina and Battle Charge. Magic, you said you really liked Opalina in this spot?
Yeah, that was my top pick here. Did you want me to talk more about her?
No, why? Why want you to do that on a horse race?
I don't have the PPs pulled up. Hold on. I'm still on Gulfstream.
We could ask Jared. Jared, are you watching Santa Anita or do you know what's going on Gulfstream?
Santa Anita, I'm watching all of them, man.
You know who to ask, Aaron.
Tomich, talk about who you like in this race.
Yeah, I mean, I like Battle Charge. I think you're getting 4-1 because this horse did what it did last time out at Tampa. If that horse runs that race at Gulfstream, then you're getting 6-5 on this horse right now. So I like the price of 4-1 on the 8 Battle Charge. I do like Magic's 2 horse Opalina as well. That was my second pick in the race. But I like the 4-1 on Battle Charge.
You're getting 4-1 on Opalina. She's second off the layoff. She was in the Ginger Brew. She almost won that, kind of flattened out a little bit late. But again, second off the layoff. And if you look at her first 2 starts, she's sprinting, and then she ends up graduating routing against Florida Breds, but they go straight to the Grade 2 Jessamine. And, that was a pretty solid race. Diamond Wild, California Angel at the time were pretty big names. And she goes to Ginger Brew, and yeah, I think this is a good spot for her second off. Luis Saez isn't leaving, and the Racing Dude's favorite optimizer. Sire, how can you not love this horse?
I do love the optimizer aspect of it. Jared, who did you like in this one?
Well, the 8 was my alternate, so that's probably who's going to win here. No, I do like the 8 a lot from everything that Sommer said. I used the 10 on top, which is 10-1 McPeak. It's kind of that one of my go-tos. The back to turf, big price McPeak horse who runs well. Debuted on the turf, went straight to the Goldenrod, did not run well in the Goldenrod, but now it's back on the turf, going mile 16th. And, I know the buyer came back low, but from a speed figure rating, I think the 10's right up there, time form wise anyways. So I do think that the horse needs some bit of a pace meltdown, but if it is, I like the 10 to come running.
Yeah, I thought about the 10 for a long time too. I actually first look through kind of had that horse on top and then kind of chickened out a little bit, but I get it. I thought that horse made a lot of sense. And this is, we talked about, Mott and having a style with the horse. This is McPeak's angle, right? The bigger price. And it's like, what surface does the horse really run on? I don't really know, let's try this time. Okay, maybe it's back, to where it's supposed to be running on. Okay, now we've got 10-1 because he's muddied up the form so much. That's what I thought about Hal's Dream. So I get it for sure. I thought the 1 was interesting too. I almost picked that horse on top for a little while as well. Nostalgic, moving over to the turf today. So as we go over to the turf now, our horse Samich is 7-2 Battle Charge.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal. I didn't want 7-2 on this horse. I don't mind it. It's I think the horse legitimately should be 5-2, 3-1 in this spot. So 7-2, I think, is still a little bit of a value on the 8 horse here. But I was hoping we'd get like 9-2, 5-1 because that Tampa angle. Because this is, I'd much rather have Gulfstream horses than Tampa horses. But this horse, that last race will win this race. I mean, that's the thing. And so if we run back to that, I think the 8 wins here. It's just whether or not we're going to be able to run back to it.
I totally agree. And I think for people, I don't know how many people watch Tampa. I know you and I watch it. Their turf races are generally stronger than their dirt races. So I'm not so scared of Tampa horses on the turf than now coming over to Gulfstream. So I'm with you in that. All right, we're loading up, guys. My heart is rooting for the Optimizer horse. So that'd be cool to see that. I hope the horse isn't an idiot like Optimizer was, though.
Are you really nervous about this race?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can barely contain myself right now.
Okay.
What is the Optimizer story? What can you is it something you can tell quickly, or just it was a horse that the coach had that you saw a lot?
Yeah, we saw him run in person a lot, and he was really mean and kind of just crazy. And
An idiot, yeah.
Like Dennis?
Kill the coach in the paddock, and he wouldn't load. And coach kept trying to run him on the dirt and run him in the Triple Crown races, and he was a turf horse. So he was just fun.
Well,
you
sure.
got to see him once.
Was he more or less mean than standalone Dennis?
More, like you couldn't even go up to him, basically. Like, they're off. I'll tell you after. But
3 stumbled pretty bad.
Yeah, roughly Diamond did stumble. Optimizer horse out in front, but gonna have company from the 5. My favorite daughter gonna go to the lead. Our 8 is gonna be about 3 wide. Good spot though. Don't you think so much?
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, it'd be nice to tuck a little bit here into the turn. This 5-horse is probably cheap speed, but I mean, if Landry can slow it down here, I thought, anytime your speed going a mile 16th, you're dangerous at Gulfstream.
Yeah, Vinny said he had him in the maiden win at Saratoga. He went on debut. He's like, gosh, huge price. 20-1, 30-1 maybe.
Oh, 6-1 on Battle Charge. Someone got pounded late. Who got hit late?
Opalina went down to 7-2.
Well, 3-4-1s is the favorites tonight too. The 8 ends up the 5th choice here. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Getting the 6 and the 8 and the 2, they're all getting perfect trips. And like I said, as long as the 5 comes back to them.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're open by like this much, I usually get a little concerned about you going wire to wire. You almost want to be up by a length, not necessarily 3 or 4.
Even if it's a long shot where you got a bunch of short prices closely chasing, you're still nervous, or?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he didn't.
Come on, Opal. Come on, Opal. Come on, Opal. Get after him, girl. Come on, girl.
But he didn't
jump on this 6. Get the jump on this 6. Come on. Get after him, girl. Come on.
Is that the 10 wheeling? No, 10's not wheeling.
Come on, Opalina. Get home, girl. Get home.
Oh, here comes
Get home.
Motion force the 4.
I know. We got to hold off that 4.
The 4 is really motoring.
Oh, hold on to. Hold off this 4.
You got enough.
Boom.
Nice.
Nice one.
There you go, Magic.
Boom. Take that one. 4-1. Thank you.
Who's the 4-9-2?
Wow. 3. You're right, Summers. 3 different 4-1s, and then the 4 was 9-2, 4th choice. That 4 was. I saw some people didn't like the 4 because she didn't do well in her debut on turf and won on synthetic, but I don't know. Motion putting her right back on turf for this race told me she was going to be pretty good.
I mean, these are great betting races too. The back half of this card. I mean, the 5-horse, the Radio Days obviously was the shortest price, but the other 4 races here are all good betting races, big fields. So it's nice to see Gulfstream using the turf and having these big fields on a bigger day.
Mm-hmm.
You mean you're happy this is on turf and this wasn't a synthetic claiming race in this spot?
Yeah, I mean, if these horses were on synthetic and it was a claimer, then I might be dropping in for the claiming tag here.
That horse struggled a little bit last time out, but man, that was a pretty good effort. That horse made a really strong move coming around the turn there.
Mm-hmm.
They DQ'd that one at Santa Anita. They put
I wondered why it was like not going official, and
no way.
Yeah, the 5 won.
They said the 5 herded him out, which
The 1.
not so sure about that.
I watched the replay and he was like a length clear, wasn't he?
He it was close, but even with the head on, I don't think that it made the difference. I mean, that's a brutal takedown.
I'd have to watch I haven't watched the front end or the head on, but every time the 5 would start to run and then Velasquez would pull up and then he'd start to run and pull up, and I just thought the horse was an idiot. So I guess apparently the 1 was coming into him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hadn't seen the head on either, so that's be interesting to see on that.
Bob Baffert.
Is that his first career win?
I think so. Yeah, up and coming.
I like that. I was looking at this earlier. I saw Dennis. We didn't talk about it, but Dennis said that he had a tip on the 1A at Fairgrounds, and I wasn't paying attention to Fairgrounds. And I saw Howard said in the chat, he said, "Hey, thanks, Dennis, for the tip at Fairgrounds." I said, "Hey, you must have won." So I went and looked. It was a 3-horse field, and the horse was 1-5.
Yeah, it was rained off the turf. So
Dennis probably said that on purpose, but that made me laugh.
Yeah.
All tip, Dennis.
For sure.
All right.
Well, Holy Bull time, man. Days just fly by.
Do you like the decision? Because I'm kind of pissed off that Sandy's got the Derby and Oaks races tomorrow. Do you like the decision that they moved the Lewis and the whatever the hell it is? I already forgot. The Lost Virginity race.
Yeah, I hate it.
Why? Why would you do that? It was nice when we had 3 Derby preps all in one day. It's one big day.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, Jared and I talked about it. It's why did they move that? That's stupid. Now it's I don't know. I guess they want to have that card be the only card that day that had a Derby prep, but I don't know.
But then you put 5 horses in each of the races, so what the hell was the point?
Yeah, what's the difference? Right, exactly.
Nobody's going to play it either way.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly.
Well, maybe Mike. There'll probably be a tournament, and Mike's got to have to play those races, but
Jared's the tournament junkie now.
Yeah.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah,
It's
playing two $18 entries today compared to the finishing 7th at the NHC.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I mean, I'm in a tournament with 20 people or 18 people. No one used the 2 at that Gulfstream race.
Wow.
Because everyone assumed, I mean, the reason I didn't use it is I thought I'd get bet down.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's the same reason for everybody else.
Yeah, there were not, in this one I'm playing, there were not very many 2s either. A couple 2s.
That's kind of the crazy part about some of those tournaments. You're not always sure who's going to fire where because of the situation of it.
It's always hard. I mean, how hard is it for you, Samich, to, because obviously there's such a different, depending on what kind of tournament it is. Some of these you qualify and then you can play live when you qualify for whatever, and vice. Like, how hard is it for you to kind of, obviously the NHC, you fire blanks in the first day, so you're firing the second day. So how different is it whenever you do the pick and pray versus the live ones?
I mean, the live ones, you're constantly changing who you pick, right? I mean, you got to keep changing it up and try and find prices, unless you're up at the top of the leaderboard, and then you can kind of play it a little differently. But in the pick and praise, you're really just looking for prices that you like throughout the day, and you're trying to make sure that your overall board is pretty strong, right? Where you can kind of mix in those 9-2 shots, 5-1 shots. Whereas live, you got to pay attention to the leaderboard and figure out what you need. And once you fall behind a little bit, you really got to start reaching, or else you're not going to give yourself a chance to be able to kind of just start going after it, right? And so, I ended up with the one there in that Santa Anita race. I didn't really like disco ball, but I was far enough back where I thought I had to make a move. And if you make the move first, which means you're either using the 1 or the 4 in that race, only 2 20-1 shots, you get a step ahead of the people who make a move 1 or 2 races later. And if you get it in right, then you can catch it before everyone starts stabbing. So you have to figure out that the balance between when do I start taking shots and when does the rest of the field start taking shots. And if you wait for the rest of the field, you devalue the shots you're taking. So you have to figure out when that right time is to start making moves in a live tournament. Whereas a pick and pray, you really just want to put your best pick on top, especially if they're over 5-1, and then sprinkle in a couple 20-1 shots in there and hope you get one home.
If when like you're making that run, on Saturday last week at NHC, and you do start growing, getting there, but then as you're saying, like, you did start taking shots early, they started coming in. Now your competition is also taking these shots. So you can't let off the gas. No. You've got to keep taking those shots, even though you are doing well. You can't go, well, the 2-1 or 3-1 or whatever here, it seems safer than playing another 10-1, right?
Yeah, I mean, the 2-1 or 3-1 is almost like wasting a bullet, even if the horse wins in a lot of cases, unless you're like toward the end of the day and it's situational. Because if you're playing those 2-1 or 3-1 shots in the middle of the day and the horse loses and a 20-1 shot wins, or 10-1, let's say, they just put $30 up on a bullet that your max was $12. And then you're chasing that $30 and they still have their next play too. I mean, it puts you in a tough spot. So you really have to be trying to take big jumps, especially when you're a little bit behind. Now, if you're ahead, if you're leading the tournament, there are arguments to be made about playing different type horses, because you're trying to extend your lead. And if everyone else is stabbing and you're able to get $15, $20, all of a sudden 2 of those, 3 of those, and you can take a capper and still be in the lead. So it's all about kind of understanding the management of the tournament and where you are. It's like someone asked me in the show on Wednesday, what's the luck skill split? And when you talk about skill, it's not just the handicapping, it's also the tournament management that's important. That's a big skill in the process of being able to try and go deep in those, is understanding when to stab, when to try and just chip away, and walking in with a good strategy versus just walking in blind.
Yeah, I mean, when you play tournaments like that, it's probably the toughest battle isn't necessarily picking a winner; it's picking the race. Trying to figure out what race makes the most sense to, and that's what to me is what's so interesting. Like, you play a lot of these online stuff, and it's all predetermined races, and you know what it is, and a lot of them pick and pray, and so you kind of put them in, and it makes it difficult. Whereas it's a whole different element playing these live ones.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's wild playing the live ones versus the pick and praise.
All right, so 21 minutes to post to the Holy Bull, and we're sitting here at Mo Donegal, 9-5 favorite, going 2-1 down on Tiz the Bomb. How about that? 4-1 on Giant Game. White Barrios 12-1. Simplification sitting there still at 4-1. Those are your top players there. Thoughts early on the early money?
About like I thought it would be, really. I think it's Pletcher, it's Irad. They're always going to take money, and they're coming off a grade 2 win. So 9-5 seems about right. I like 4-1 on simplification. That's a good sign. And I guess, listen, we talked about liking the 4 and the 8. Well, the 8's 12-1, right? So I guess that's the value for all of us.
Yeah, I'm not surprised the 8's floating up. I didn't expect the 8 to take a ton of money here. So I'm not shocked that's happening. I'm a little surprised the 1 is floating up. I didn't expect the 1 to be 20-1 here. I thought 15-1 was a little high. I was expecting something more around 10-1, but the 1 Gulf is ice cold on the board. As far as the 2 Mo Donegal, I mean, I wasn't that impressed with the Remsen, and so I guess that's why I'm a little lower on Mo Donegal than necessarily what the price is showing here. But to me, this is a chance to play against the favorite and try and hit a double if you like someone else.
Yeah, I just think it's a little bit short for him. And I don't think he's going to like the short stretch either. I think that's two things that are going to go against Mo Donegal. I don't hate the horse overall, though. I think this horse could be a Remsen winner that does do decently here. If you watch that Remsen race, he showed a little bit of a turn of a foot, kind of around the rail there or on the turn, and then just kind of battled and kind of hung with that other horse in the stretch. So he's got a little bit of a burst, but I'm not sure they catch the 4 or the 8 if they show that speed. By the way, Tiz the Bomb, I know you probably mentioned it, Jared, but I just saw it 2-1. So the hype is out on this horse. I certainly don't see it.
Yeah. I mean, that makes it even easier to not play this horse in this race, right? I mean, 2-1 is just...
It makes you think, what would Mo Donegal's price be if he wasn't in this race? If Tiz the Bomb's not in this race, what is Mo Donegal? Or like vice versa, how badly are they overbet?
I don't know. I mean, Tiz, what is the appeal with Tiz the Bomb? I don't get it. I really do not get it. It's like, have we not seen the
workouts, Jared? It's the workouts.
Yeah,
it's just like Giant Game. It's the workouts.
Yeah, competing every morning for the workout.
Last time we saw this horse, he was quote unquote winning a Breeders' Cup race. I mean, I think that's what the appeal is, right? Now it was on a different surface, and he finished second. But other than that, it's not the like.
He didn't win, but other than that, yeah,
Or that big Ellis Park dirt win, but it was against turf horses. So again, whoop-de-fucking-do. Congratulations.
I mean, I'm happy these 2 horses are getting bet. Again, I think it's an opportunity. I think it's the reason you're getting 20-1 on the 1, why you're getting 4-1 on the 4, why you're getting 12-1 on the 8. I mean, I think there's other ways to go that can kind of create value here. I wouldn't be shocked if they both miss the board and then the try pays monster here.
I think if the 4 of us knew like a week ago, or hell, even on Monday, that this is what this field was going to look like, we all would have put in a claim for simplification because we all would have gone, this horse is going to win. This horse should win this race. He's got the speed. He loves the course. He's got the jockey-trainer combo of Gunnevera, who won this race, 4 or 5 years ago? So, yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Well, and it's just a situation where speed usually wins these races at Gulfstream on the dirt going a mile 16th as well, so it makes him a little dangerous. You talked about the workout darlings, and there's Tiz the Bomb right there, but Giant Game is the one that it seems like every week you get on Twitter after he's worked out, it's like, this was one of the best works I've ever seen, and this horse is 100% right.
Because you follow Kelby.
Well, yeah, and Kelby. So he's sitting there at 9-2. To me, if you're going to play one of these horses that have been working out like a freak, it's probably him, right? At least you get a price.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play one of the workout horses, I think it's the 9. And I'm more interested in the 9 than I am the 2 or the 6 here.
Well, the one thing about the 9, we know the horse can run on the dirt. That's a big advantage over the 6. Jared, how surprised were you when you saw John White have this horse number 1?
Well, you know how surprised I was because I sent a screenshot of it and texted you. I was like, dude, I don't know. I could not believe that. I get the, what was it, 3rd round or something? They took this horse.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they did it. Just because you take a shot and see if he's, if he is any good on the dirt, then at least you have him. But to put this horse number 1 over over Corniche, and now I get why you're not putting Corniche on number one, but John White's a guy that typically is going to put. I mean, they drafted Corniche, right?
Mhm.
He's gonna the kind of guy that's gonna put a Baffert horse on top, especially the Breeders' Cup winner. So, yeah, to put this horse on top was very surprising, and it made me think, what am I missing here? What I can't figure this out. Why? Because I feel like we've seen this story 1,000 times with these turf horses who have ran pretty well on the turf, Breeders' Cup caliber type horse on the turf, and they go to the dirt, try that out, and it never works. Let alone, even if it does work a little bit, they're not like number one Derby. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, like it might work once, and maybe today is that day, but overall, it's not a winning combination. It's just not. I mean, look at Rock Your World, kind of ruined them, right?
Who was the horse that was it last year that they either claimed or they drafted? I can't remember. That was a dirt or a turf horse that was trying like the Fountain of Youth or something.
Talk about Soli Volante, maybe?
No. It was a Breeders' Cup horse.
Oh, the one that won, Fire at Will.
Was it Fire at Will?
Yeah. They drafted that horse. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other thing I think is interesting about Tiz the Bomb is you look at his first starts on dirt at Churchill, right? His second start, they run at Ellis. The race rains off the turf. The horse wins on the dirt. How often does that horse go back to the dirt after it wins on the dirt? Especially one that you think has Triple Crown ability. Usually an ownership group or a trainer will keep that horse on the dirt if they think he was actually good on that good on the dirt. But they send him right back to the turf. And then he's ran the turf the rest of that 2-year-old season. So generally, if they're that good on the dirt and they win on the dirt, you leave them on the dirt. So I want to know what changed between breaking its maiden on the dirt and then going to the turf. And now we're better on the dirt again, or is it just taking a shot? And to me, it feels a lot like it's just taking a shot.
Yeah. It feels a lot like Kenny McPeak and what he does and what we've talked about with him. It's just like, yeah, whatever surface, we'll just try it. Don't worry about it. But the weird thing is this one's getting bet, and this one's highly ranked by a guy who's not dumb.
Yep.
That's the difference this time. So
and see, even though it didn't work out, the last race where I played that 10 horse, the McPeak turf horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason you play that, at least this is how I look at the McPeak type horses, is like the horse debuts on turf. Okay, so that they thought it was a turf horse, ran well. Get the idea. Hey, let's try her in the Goldenrod. Didn't work, right? Not a dirt horse. Boom, goes right back to turf. You assume, okay, well, she's gonna be pretty good on turf. So that's where she wants to be. Also, she was a price. Two big things there. Now you have Tiz the Bomb, debuts on the dirt. It's awful. Tries to go on the turf the next time out because that's him saying, not good on the dirt. We need to try him on the turf. Rains off and dominates. Or they take off the turf, run and dominates. So to me, and then they go right back to the turf for 3 straight starts. So it's like, to me, it's like they never wanted to be on the dirt again. And now it's just a matter of you're having to suck down 2-1. It's a matter
someone made this point, huh?
What?
He said the exact same thing before you started talking.
Go ahead.
Listen,
Word for word, Samish just said it.
clearly, Jared never listens to the Magic Mike show. Never listens to Mike.
Yeah,
Well, we agree, Jared. We're seeing the same thing. We're on the ball here.
I was texting a girl when you were talking.
Yeah.
So, guys, check this out. He started on the dirt, and then he won on the dirt, and then he won on the dirt.
But to be fair, I was comparing the differences in McPeak horses. How the one prior, where it's like, okay, now the horse is back on the turf, whereas this one, the horse, to me, never seemed like they wanted the horse on the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is actually a good point. I mean, Mo Donegal has been working out with monsters. We saw My Prankster look very, very good earlier. And so, and then Swing Shift, obviously, who won last week as well. So Maiden Focus brings up a great point here where Mo Donegal has been working lights out with horses that are winning stakes races. So maybe the real deal. I mean, we'll see here shortly. But this is, again, to me, it's just a little bit too short of a price. That's all, you know?
Yeah.
To the point about workout darlings, you were talking about you would take the 9. Can I direct you to the fact that actually the 9's last 2 works have gotten pretty grades in the sense that he has not shown reportedly any energy. As soon as he hits the wire, he stops and quits. They said that his works earlier in January were solid. His last 2 pretty bland, but the 4 and the White Abario were both like their works are doing this. So the 9 actually seems to not be doing very well.
Was Dale aboard on those last 2 words?
Let's see.
I don't know if I can trust anything that Magic says about.
Well, the comment says eased up abruptly once reached buffet. Yeah, Dale must have been on board. Okay, sorry.
The amount of crow that Magic is going to have to eat if the 9-horse airs here is going to be amazing.
I'm all in, Samish. I am all in. Is there any better trainer to be all in against than Dale Romans at 9-2 still too short?
The most amazing part about it is I've been critical of him, and he makes me look very moderate.
Yeah.
Like he is. I'm glad because that way it's not me that has to be crow. So
Can I tell you guys something that I shouldn't say on air, but I heard from a little birdie about Magic's talk about Dale Romans?
Sure.
One of the owners that have horses with Dale Romans not happy with Magic in the talk about Giant Game at all.
I told you that was going to happen. I told you.
And I have that on good authority. They are not happy with Mr. Magic.
That's all right. Listen, out of all of us on here, I'm not the one selling the products, so it's not hurting my wallet any.
Wouldn't they be used to it by now, considering they have Dale Romans training their horses?
Oh!
And I said to the person, I said, what has he said wrong? And what has he said that Jared and I haven't said for years? And the guy was like, that's a really good point. And Magic is right.
Magic's just like the scapegoat. He's the face, so
I'm just passing along information that I've heard.
I think I know who you're talking about too, because I've almost reached out to them before to say like, hey, just so you know, I'm doing this I'm pretending to be this big of an asshole. I'm not. I'm like 80% this big in real life. So just.
Are you really pretending though?
I said 80%. Listen, it's a 20% overload is what it is.
Are you really 20% overload?
10%, Aaron. 10%. It's a solid 8%. Solid 8% here.
No, I true story though. I woke up to a text saying that, and I've laughed at it for about a week now. So they thought it was funny too. So anyway, go ahead, Thomas. You're gonna say something.
Yeah. So the one thing I mentioned. So I'm kind of against both the 4 and the 6 year as favorites. The doubles are all paying handsomely if you're willing to avoid them. Does anyone have horses they like in the last that they think are good double candidates? I know we're talking about the 12, who's currently shockingly your favorite in the doubles. So is there anyone that anyone feels strongly about going to the last to kind of double them up? The prices with the 1, Jared, 4-1 double, $98 for a buck.
Hey, now
Just
that
saying,
I get
100 to
1
1 on the 4-1 double here.
What does the 4-3 double pay?
28 to 1.
Wow. Okay. What about the 4-12? What is it? Since he's the favorite, just the baseline.
30 to 1.
The 4-12?
No, someone just hit the 4. Yeah. Oh, 4-12, 23. I'm sorry. 23.
Okay. All right. Well, that's still decent.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it's pretty spread out between the 12, the 10, and the 3 in the last.
Okay. Wow. Well, those doubles are paying nice. Yeah. Any thoughts on this horse? Galt?
I think Galt's interesting. It's another one where it's like, why did Mott put this horse in this spot? I don't love the rail draw for it, or else I'd be a little bit higher. I had Galt in the 4 spot personally. So I think this is a horse that underneath can kind of hit at a big price, and I'm using it in one of my live tournaments. It's 20 to 1.
Songbird's baby brother.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that Mott put this horse in this spot right now.
Kind of another Mott horse that kind of fits him, So we'll see, I think this horse is decent. Same type of thing. Two races weren't very good, and then woke up last time out at Gulfstream over this track at this distance. So I think the big key is, can he kind of get that trip where he's sitting a length or 2 off instead of getting a little bit further back as he's done in some of those other races. Yeah, for a 21 to 1 shot, I'm not going to talk you off of it. Yeah, that's the deal. And the other thing with him, with Gilded Age last time as well, Mont and Shug do this with their horses. They just steady. You don't ever see like that big jump in improvement, just real steady building block type improvements. So that puts him in the mix.
I think it's interesting too. You saw that jump when he took blinkers off, which it's one of those where like now we're second time blinkers off, and their maiden focus mentioned again. Maiden focus all over it today. I love it. When they took blinkers off here, the horse jumped up immediately. So that's an interesting move for Mott to take him off and then to see that improvement. Real quick, what do you guys think about two horses here carrying 124? And the low weight of the race 118. Isn't it interesting for a Derby prep? You don't have even weights here.
I saw Kenny McPeak talking about this on Twitter as well. And yeah, it's to me, if it's a Derby prep, they all should be equal. Period. They're all competing supposedly for the same thing, same level as what they should. So I'm with you. I think weights in these situations are really dumb.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
No. It does, especially when you're like, okay, we're going to take Lasix out, we're going to pull all these other things, but we're going to then weight them.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It just seems very, very odd. Especially
why are we handicapping 3-year-olds?
Well, Derby's equal weights. Why are points races not equal weights? It's it's kind of illogical in that front.
No, it makes no sense whatsoever. And I hadn't really even thought about it. At every race, it's kind of different. Every track, it's kind of different. So that's. That plays into it too. But here, there's a big difference in this group for sure.
All right, what are we here? We're about 4 minutes to post. Mo Donegal sitting at 2-1. Tiz the Bomb sitting at 2-1. Giant Game, Simplification 7-2. Then Giant Game 9-2. You're getting over 10-1 on everybody else. Way to Barrio sitting at 11-1. The next up. Throwing in bets right now. I'm going to play some 4-8 with 1 doubles here and see if we can get something big home. The 4-1 is paying 104. The 8-1 is paying 225. I think those are monster prices, especially for a horse I think can wire the field in the last.
Yeah, those are real good. That's a real good. I mean, listen, I'm going to play 4 to win. I think 7-2 is just fine, and then I'm going to go 4-8 over 248 exacta. I think that's with the 8 paying 11-1 right now. I feel real comfortable with that. So. 4 to win, and then a 4-8 over 248 in the exacta.
I think that 8 is really interesting to me. I almost picked Wide Barrio just because I think that horse, the trip on that the Jockey Club is not great on the 8. Smile Happy dominated. That's fine, but that horse was definitely second best in my opinion. Wide Barrio was that day, and this horse hadn't lost before that. Needs to improve a little bit, but gets T-Gaff. And I mean, I think this horse is going to be the first run on the 4.
I think you're right.
Anyone have any interest in the 5 here underneath?
Well, I had interest in the 5 to win for a little bit. I thought this horse was interesting. I ran a big fig last time out, but I don't know. Maybe for the 3rd spot. I think this is a little tough of a race. But this horse has some talent. I don't hate it.
I don't fully trust that figure last time out. That was my only issue with it because it was such a big jump. And if you look at the other figures in the race, they had Octane getting a 92 out of that race. And the previous highest buyer for Octane was 72. So it's one of those races where I think it might have produced false buyers because of just for one reason or another. Specifically, most likely because of the other 2-year-olds running a mile and 16th at that time. And there's just not that many mile and 16 2-year-old races at Gulfstream. But I'm a little concerned that last buyer is a little bit of a fake figure.
Well, it's definitely a standout from all the other ones, right? In a big way. So, but look, I mean, I think the horse, he's at home. I think that helps. But this is he's going to look around and say, "Whoa, these are some different horses that I'm looking in the eye today." So I think that's going to be the big test for that horse.
I got a fun idea. So we got a minute to kill some time here. So if Giant Game wins, you're talking about how I got to eat some crow. I'm going to do some self-flagellation. So I got a shot glass. I got my Del Mar shot glass. If Giant Game wins, there's like 70-some people watching this thing. Tell us in the chat. You can make me do a shot of SoCo. You can do a shot of bourbon. I'll do a shot of rum, or I'll do a shot of vodka. So I think if Giant Game wins, which means I'm going sober, but if you want to see me, if he wins, you want to see me do a shot. I hate doing shots, and I'll do it on air.
Do you have any hot sauce?
I'm not doing that, Michael. I have SoCo, I have bourbon, I have rum, and I have vodka.
What if you combined all 4 into one shot?
Ooh, there you go. Vodka bourbon.
I have an idea. If he wins by one,
All
you do
four,
one
everybody.
shot.
Look,
Everybody's saying all four or
All four.
Malort.
shot
Yeah.
per length. Do shot
No.
per length.
If he wins by one, you do one shot. If he wins by two,
Oh,
two,
Jesus,
three,
no.
three, four,
Yeah,
four.
I love it.
You
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna air? What's the problem, Magic?
Yeah.
4's a max, so if he wins by 4 plus, so you only do 4. If he less than a length, less than a length is only 1.
I like that because then we could do a shot draft and we decide in what order he has to do these shots.
Yeah, I like it.
So I would like to kindly remind all of my coworkers that I still have work to do when this race is over.
Just there's no way that it's important. So just you can take the shots.
You can't
you
talk
paying
this
the price
much
is
shit
way
on
more
Giant
important.
Game and then be worried he's going to win by more than 4 lengths.
Yeah.
Come on. Step it up.
Okay, can I
No.
be a bitch about taking the shots? I usually am anyway, but can I be a bitch about taking the shots?
No.
No. You can take him. You can take him out of a bowl if you want, but that's about
This,
it.
Yeah.
as long as you take
Go
the
get a
shot
bowl.
while we're on air at some point during the long.
Okay. All right. Wait, what's the return though? Like if he loses, what? I was correct. Whoop-de-doo.
Well,
Well,
you were
yeah.
the one who offered this up. None of us told you to go get a shot.
God damn it.
Alcohol.
Not one of us.
You got the shot glasses out, so
Yeah.
The problem is I've already been drinking, so I thought it was a funny idea.
Oh, it's a great idea. It's it's wonderful.
Yeah. I was not looking forward to this race until you had it actually. So
Hey, all right,
It's a
listen, we're
giant
making
game
we're
now.
making content.
come on, Giant Game.
Get open. Open up.
We just created 81 people watching live. They're all rooting for Giant Game now.
If he finishes last, you have to take a shot as well. Just one though.
Okay.
Celebratory shot.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
I'll do a celebratory shot if he loses. How about that?
Oh, okay. That's
And
cool.
then you guys can decide which one. I will tell you, I do hate vodka the most out of all of these.
I would kind of want you. Can you mix all four for the celebratory shot just to see what it's like? I've never done that. I'm kind of interested in doing it. And I don't have all.
And,
four yet.
and I've got a 9% IPA for chasing too, so that's going to be equally fantastic.
Everybody's here to see somebody puke on the air. So
sounds awful.
Listen,
All
whether
right,
Giant Game wins or loses, there's going to be something fun happening here.
We're sitting here at 0 minutes to post, 2-1 on the 2 horse Modonigal, 5-2 on the 6 second choice simplification, the 4 7-2, then 4-1 on Giant Game. One odd for each shot the Magic's going to take at the end of this race. We are 0 minutes to post. They're about to start loading. I'm going to take the 8 here. I like Way to Barrio at 9-1. I like the price, and I think the horse is going to run pretty big. Workout reports are good, should be forwardly placed. So I'll take the 8 over the 7-2 4 horse. But I do like the price on simplification 7-2 as well. I
Yeah.
play doubles with the 4 and the 8.
keep it simple. Simplification.
What he said.
What they said.
Wow. Just sweeping on the simplification.
I should have said Giant Game. I should bet Giant Game here, right? Just to make myself feel better if he wins.
David
not
here
winning.
with the 1 and the 2. Let us know what else you got in the chat too. See if we got anyone who fires off a winner here.
Would you guys be surprised if Modonigal wins? I guess I know we're not playing him at 2-1.
Not at all.
No.
Nope.
I mean, the price is to me like you knew he was going to be the favorite. You knew to me he's just overbet. I think like he's got a legit chance at winning, but I just think he's overbet at 2-1 when you're getting better prices on horses that I think are as talented as he is.
Yep. Yeah, I rewatched that race a lot in prep for this, and I thought, yeah, he was okay. He wasn't that bad. He not great, but who is? So
Yeah. It's interesting. I was so excited about these two races to try and get more clarification on the 3-year-old picture. And I feel like if Modonigal wins this, I'm going to be like, well, who knows? Like those two races did not help.
The Remsen winner's a
one bit.
legitimate contender. I don't know what to think this year.
he's a good looking horse. Going in there, he's pretty good looking.
He is, and the Donegal racing people are nice. I've run into them a bunch of times at the track. They're always really nice people. So
Magic's sucking up to ownership groups now.
Yeah. Hey, you know who they have horses with usually, or they did in the past? Dale Romans. So,
in the past, you say, oh, okay.
well,
Got some Modonigal love in here. Breeze on the 4 as well.
okay. Good luck.
Yeah, I
think
bet.
that
Yeah,
there's some, we've talked about blinkers off. I think there is a pretty decent shot that we're going to have a 1 or 2 decent contenders here out of this race. I just feel like there's enough in this race that, hate to say it, but whether it be Giant Game or Modonigal, obviously simplifications. If he can, I mean, I think there's enough in here to. This isn't just like a bullshit kind of prep.
Yep.
Well, it's interesting. If Giant Game takes a step forward, I'm a little like, doesn't that it kind of takes a knock on all those Louisiana horses with Papa Cap, who couldn't really run that well against the Louisiana horses after facing only Bafferts in California. So it's like, if he wins, this really muddies up this class for me. It makes it even more difficult.
Yep.
All right, Giant Games, Giant Frame just went in the gate for me.
Wow.
Whoa.
Listen, it's either all or nothing at this point. Oh, and it's nothing at the break for Giant Frame.
And guess who broke last?
And guess who's in last? Not. Oh my gosh.
That's great.
The one horse on the lead here early.
That's
okay.
Fucking great.
Do it for Son. No, wait, what? Hey, Boy DeBario was right where you want him, Son. Let's look at that perfect stalking spot.
Why Barrio was in the spot you would have thought, but
yeah, baby, let's
not
go.
The leader you'd expect. Interesting, the blinkers off, and you end up with the one horse in front now.
Yeah.
And under a nice tight hold and seems to be relaxing pretty well. Galt is under Alvarado.
Yep. The 8 kind of wants to push the pace a little more than anybody.
I hate when the chicklets are wrong. I know it's a technology thing, but the fact that the 1's not even on there, it makes it look like the 8's leading this race.
Just watch the horses, Magic. Watch the horses.
Don't worry about the chicklets.
Oh, there's horses too. Okay. Shit, I was just watching the colors. I'm just looking at the pretty colors at the bottom. All right, this makes more sense.
Giant Game, O'Donegal, no excuses from there.
Yeah, Mo Donegal's right where you want him to be in that stalking spot.
So is Giant Game. I mean, he's going to get a clean trip 3 wide. If he's good enough, he wins.
How about this 4? Not out of it.
Nope.
How much run does he have to use though to get there though?
I think Gaffleone's got a lot of horse.
He hasn't asked.
He's looking.
There goes Giant Game.
Giant Game's done.
He dropped a giant anchor.
Don't worry, the buffet's at the 8 pole, buddy. Buffet's at the 8 pole.
Barrio, baby, come on.
Yeah, get her home. Come on, baby. Get this 8 home.
Giant turd. Come on.
Magic.
Come
on.
on.
A nice little high five for that draft pick.
Come on, 8-4.
He's just ignoring me.
Come on, 8-4.
8. Oh, Mo Donegal flying. Get home, 4.
285 per second.
There we go.
Okay, we'll take that.
Boom.
Yeah, baby. That's a good day for the Magic Mike team.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
3rd and 5th round picks, and oh yeah, baby. Just wait till Epicenter's back in the Risen Star.
Woo! Someone on this
like
show
that.
talked a little smack about White Barrio when we drafted him too.
That's true. Nice.
Woo!
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm happy as hell. I played 8 over 4 exacta. I'm great. That's great.
I have
happy
some
for you.
spicy doubles going.
Listen,
if this one wins the last, I will be quite excited.
I'm gonna tell you something. The 4 showed me a lot in this race.
Yeah, the 4 ran really well. Simplification was the second best horse. Maybe was the second best. Like White Barrio ran very well, and like he was loaded around that turn. Loaded.
I mean, White Barrio was awesome. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he wasn't the best horse. I'm
But
just
the 4
saying
ran very well. Yes.
simplification to do that was good, and Mo Donegal ran exactly like we thought he would.
Yep.
Look for him next out. I think the top 3 go on, and they're in okay shape. By the way, Giant Game, Tiz the Bomb, 3rd to last, 2nd to last. Really shocking.
I mean, that's not even remotely surprising.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, we talked about them missing the board. We talked about Mo Donegal, or I'm sorry, Tiz the Bomb missing the board. And that, again, it's head scratching why that horse was in this race. Like
Never 1 second did I think about Tiz the Bomb being in the top 6 in this race.
Yeah.
Like, how? I'm sorry. It's like John is like an unbelievable person and a good friend of ours, but that how he had him number 1 is just crazy.
That is a nice win there for White Barrio.
Yes, it is.
Very solid win.
Good job, boys.
And White Barrio came out a little bit on the break. It definitely hindered the 9, but that 4 just got the absolute worst of it. I mean, they just showing the break again. He just, I mean, he's dead last behind a wall of horses for a horse that wants to be on the lead.
I thought the 4 probably was the most impressive there, for sure.
The 2 getting past the 1 here is brutal too, because that would have been the 8-4-1 try, which would have paid.
I don't do anything with Galt like moving forward on the Derby trail necessarily. I thought this was his kind of one shot to try and steal it on the front end. Do you guys have any? It was a good effort, but I think he's going to need late in his 3-year-old season, maybe as a 4-year-old is when he pops.
Yeah, I didn't love him here. He ran fourth. I think we kind of saw Mitch. You said you had him fourth. I think that's kind of where you thought he would go. Maybe not take the lead and fade to fourth, but yeah, I don't think he's great. But he's not bad. He hung in there at least. Listen, I think these three horses that finished ahead of him aren't too bad. Like if Galt was up in New York today, would he have gotten second? Maybe up there close? Maybe.
Yeah.
I think got beat by three good horses today.
Yeah, I mean this also just. I mean, I hate even saying it, but man, Smile Happy getting flattered left and right here. I mean, Giant or Classic Causeway runs big, and now White Barrio comes back and wins this race. And I wasn't super high on Smile Happy, but with every race that's being run, Smile Happy's last race is becoming more and more impressive.
Well, when we drafted him in the Triple Crown Fantasy League in the third round, a big reason Mike and I liked him is we both felt out of the Jockey Club that he was the second best horse in that race, and he had kind of a shit trip. And we kind of had success drafting another horse that lost the Kentucky Jockey Club because of a shit trip, named Tiz the Law. He's not Tiz the Law yet, but I mean, give this horse a little bit of time, and I think he's going to really have a shot to improve.
I think this is interesting too. I'm gonna have to go back and watch Mo Donegal's trip because like 3 people have now commented that Mo Donegal had a terrible trip there. So I'm gonna want to go back and watch the trips here because you have the 4 who obviously didn't trip well, the 2 obviously didn't trip well. So this is gonna be one that we probably have to watch replay a couple times before we figure out exactly what you want out of here. Besides White Barrio and the 4 who obviously you want out of here.
You got to be careful. I had not watched that replay, like you said. We just watched it live, but you got to be careful of those Mo Donegal kind of trip stories, right? Like the Pletchers that or not just Pletchers, but this case, like the horse, it's like, oh, well, he needs more ground or he needs a little better trip. It's like sometimes they're just a little bit slower than the rest and kind of be that horse that's going to finish second and third, no matter if they run 6 furlongs or going to, you know what I mean, run a mile and 8. So you got to be careful. I'm not saying that's him, but you got to be careful when a horse like that does like kind of that slow break, slow start, kind of slow running. And you're like, oh, if he did this, he did that. Well, I hate playing the if game. To me, the 4 was the most impressive horse considering the terrible trip and kind of the run. And obviously the 8 is, I don't know. You guys own the horse. So maybe to me, the 8 is good. I don't know how serious I take him like as a serious contender, but I do think given a good trip, he's going to be tough in every race.
He tripped out here, 100%. He also is that before all these horses won on the lead, this is the style of horse you wanted for the Derby. That tactical speed that would sit close and could pounce around the far turn. And that's what's so appealing about him is that he's quick out of the gate, but he doesn't need to lead. And so you're able to kind of get that middle ground where he can stalk behind a couple horses and then make a run. I mean, I don't know how big of a Derby threat he is either. I agree with you, Jared. I'm not sure like this is the best horse in the class, but today was a big time step forward over what we'd seen from him in the past. It kind of validates that idea that he can make his own trip as long as he gets out of the gate okay.
Yep. You remember what Safi did, same trainer Safi Joseph Jr. did with New York Traffic a couple of years ago, a horse that by breeding-wise, by cross-traffic, and the dam was coming from a sprint family, it was like this isn't going to be a horse that can do that. But, the horse didn't win a lot on the Derby Trail, but third in the Risen Star, second Louisiana Derby, second in the Haskell, second in the Matt Winn. I think if you get that out of White Barrio as a bettor, as a fan, as a fantasy league owner, you got to love that.
So,
go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna. No one cares other than no one really cares. But how much will it find entertaining? That is now 3 or 4, I think, alternates that have won today, and 2 of them were like 5, 6, well, whatever he was, 7, 6.
Aaron knew where this was going right when he started.
Yeah, me too.
I'm telling you, you gotta listen to what I play on those tournaments. Use the alternate, you're golden.
When he said no one cares, I was like, yeah.
$18 and you'd be through.
I forgot the Chiefs were out of the playoffs. I thought we were getting a Mahomes story here.
I'm not ready to talk about that yet.
Oh no, too raw.
I don't even give a shit about the Pro Bowl this weekend. I'm pissed they're even there. They should be home mad. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay. You've sent me text twice on that. It's like they're over it, dude.
Not all of us.
So two things. White Barrio is a type that's always going to be tough, like Jared said, because I loved what I saw from him. The 1 went out. In the 1, we did not project me on the lead. White Barrio did not go crazy chasing after him. He sat, and then when the jockey asked to give a little pressure, he did. and he sat again. He didn't try to engage him. He was real relaxed. So I was really impressed what I saw. And also in the back of your mind, you got to think when he's in a race that doesn't have a lot of pace, he can absolutely take him gate to wire too. So I really like what I saw out of him. I think he's definitely a player for the Derby now. After that, simplification. When you see a speed horse break last, they usually stay there, or they usually go up and try to make a big run, and they get to like fourth, and then they go dead last and get pulled up. Really impressed that horse ran a Gunnavera type of race, really, to take of another Sano horse to get second. Really impressed. I'm kind of with Jared. I'd love to see the trip on Mo Dangal. I mean, Brian, his fantasy owner, Geis, I should say, as the fans know him. He's mad about the trip. I didn't watch him, but obviously maybe something. Those three you better take serious. Mo Dangal, we'll see what happens with him. I'm on the fence.
He just seems kind of like a little bit of a plotter, right? He's just like he's never going to really like get up there and shock you with a big turn of foot. Mo Donegal.
Yeah.
What the hell happened to? I mean, I'll try to. I can't say it without laughing. What did Giant Game do? Did he just stop?
Yeah.
And Tiz the Bomb, I guess. Or they both just kind of.
I didn't watch Tiz the Bomb. Giant Game got into halfway through the turn and just said, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
He quit. Now, Tiz the Bomb, I never saw him once. But Giant Game was right there, and it's like, okay, he's in position, and then, boom, nowhere.
The thing I like most about Wadabario, not to keep saying it, but it's just like he definitely feels like a fighter, and I feel like if he's in the right position, he's going to give you a run. You look back at that Jock Club, and I wish I would have played him on top. I'm mad that I didn't now because a lot of the signs were there. This horse had won by over 10 lengths combined in the first two starts, gets the Jockey Club, faces a really tough horse, Smile Happy, and gets a bad trip. There was a lot of signs there that this horse was going to run well. I think he's good, and I think Wadabario is definitely right. What we have to work with this year. He's right up there with a bunch of them, right?
Yeah. Oh, I think so. I definitely think so. He certainly. I think I'd rather have him over early voting, just sitting here right now without analyzing either race back. But He seemed like he did it a little easier. He did it without being asked a lot in the early portion of the race, where early voting was really ridden out of there. So, I mean, like you said it best, he fits with what we have right now. He's fine. If we had a Central Quality in Life is good, he would still need to improve a lot.
Okay. Magic. Can you read that for us?
Toss up. Who eats better tonight, Giant Game or Dale Romans? Both must be pretty tired. Listen, I think Giant Game. You know what? Who was it? Tepin. Tepin loved having Guinness in her oats and feed. I think Giant Game just needs a big old bucket of Guinness after that. That'll make him feel better. I'm making my shot, by the way. This is the last one. The vodka's going in.
Are you doing all four?
Yes.
No,
I've been doing it right here on camera. I've been showing the bottle, so there's never any question.
That's
Wait,
amazing.
you're doing 4 or you're doing?
No, he's putting all 4 in a single shot.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He just did.
Oh,
This is
that's
vodka.
disgusting.
What did you guys think of Emmanuel? Because we watched that live at NHC.
Ooh.
He toyed with that field. I mean, he absolutely toyed with that field.
I want to hear from Jared. Jared's his fantasy owner. I think Jared's going to have the most unbiased opinion on him. So.
Yeah.
You guys stay on frame, by the way,
to,
for 2 minutes after doing that shot magic. No
I
leaving the frame.
keep waiting for you to invite me over to do the Derby thing on the manual, but you haven't yet. So I know we did one earlier in December, but
You just want an updated one.
yeah, I want an updated one. No,
Like, seriously, guys, he's good.
No, how can you be? I don't know how you can be more impressed. He toyed at that field. He, for being a second start, I feel like he's to me, if the Derby's today or tomorrow, he's one of the top choices.
I mean, I don't disagree. It's going to be interesting to see him in Stakes Company, but he's got to be close to the top of the list right now, at least top 5 in the class.
Yeah, that's it. He hasn't been tested. We don't know what he's going to, but we did at least see that a horse came up to him the last time out, and he just said, okay, bye, and just kind of wheeled off and got a decent buyer for it. And yeah, I mean, what he probably I think I saw Rebel, Fountain of Youth, and what was the other one? Tampa Bay Derby, I think that he would go to. So one of those, yeah, I think he'll be the favorite of wherever he enters. Well, the Rebel, I guess he could possibly not be, but we'll see.
Well, depends on who Baffert brings, but yeah, I think he's an ass kicker. I really do. I have had Smile Happy #1 from the start, and I'll keep him because how good this race has come back with White Barrio and Call Me Midnight coming back to win preps already. But I would have Emmanuel #2. I think he is the Pletcher horse. I know it was just an allowance at Tampa, but don't let that fool you. A horse named Glider for Mark Casse came up beside Emmanuel in the stretch, and I thought, well, it's gonna be a decent race because Glider had won last time out, looked decent, looked like a kind of an up and comer, so to speak. And Emmanuel just freaking just dusted that horse like he was a gnat, just shook him right off, and he was gone. And again, not a lot of urging, just kind of asked, hey, go, because there's another horse coming. Okay, and he was gone again. So I think he's an ass kicker. I would love to see him go up against this horse in the Fountain of Youth that just won with White Barrio because they have similar styles. I mean, let's see who can outrun who. I think that'd be a really good race.
Not that who knows, but at least from the connections I have that this is the Pletcher kind of 3-year-old that he's most high on. But
I hope so.
Yeah, American Icon surely didn't show up.
Ironworks either.
Aren't you glad we didn't draft him, Mike?
I am. Good job.
Taking Emmanuel in the first round, I had the second pick, but I ended up trading for the third pick. A fresh maiden winner, like that was, I at least feel good that I got a good horse. It's just a matter of, we'll see what he does. But if we redraft it again, I got to think that Emmanuel will be a top 2 or 3 pick anyway. So
I would think so.
It's nice that, this is, Mike and I drafted a horse that looked a lot like Emmanuel did going into the draft named Prime Factor, and that horse shit the bed. So it's kind of like Pletcher, they're either like boom or bust. And when he did that in the allowance race, I'm like, okay, this is very clearly a boom horse. So I think wherever he ends up going next for that spot, it's going to be very hard for me to pick against him to win.
I'm already currently 6-5, guys.
Do you think, Mike? You're a big guy in the multis. So, like, when it comes to a pick 4, do you think it gets a little closer to 12-1, or do you think even in the pick 4s, people are like, "Oh shit, everybody's using this horse"?
He is $245 in the pick 4. The next closest is $659. No one else is under 1,000. So yeah, he got hammered in every pool.
Wow.
It's $81 double to the 1 though. So wouldn't it be nice to get this 1 home?
I mean, it would be great. I would love that. I would love to get the 3 or the 12, either one home as well. So we got some rooting interests right now.
And that stinking 5 in the first legs and cost me the pick 5. I'd be live to 4, the 1, 3, 5, 10, 12 here.
Yeah. We've got 3, 10, and 12 live. So hopefully for the pick 4, hopefully that comes in. I mean, it's been a day that been all around it all day, Really proud of how we handicapped the Holy Bull, all of us. I really felt like exactly what we thought would happen, other than simplification, not breaking well, but somehow he still exists up for second. But we thought a speed horse would be really tough to run down. We thought it'd be the 4 or the 8, and it was the 8.
Yeah, top 2 choices, I think, for all of us, maybe. So in that race, so when you're talking about, playing against a very, very, those 2 horses everyone seemed to be wanting to play, Tiz the Bomb and Giant Game. Yeah, I mean, you got to feel good about it. It was the toughest prep of the day for sure. Especially probably the weekend, because tomorrow should be Baffert, right? So. I mean, I think, and you guys have to feel good. And he's on your team, and you guys should feel good. No one has simplification, right?
Nope.
They will next week.
That was a pretty good effort. You're gonna see him a couple more times. So
yeah, we were debating if we were going to drop one of our 2 horses that ran today. I don't think we can drop either of them.
No.
Middle age can move up forward off that race.
For the New York circuit, he's keepable. Yeah,
he is what he is, right? But he's going to get you points. And then this horse, obviously, I think he's a player in every Florida race. So really nice horse. Who would have thought? The Kentucky Jockey Club usually is not a strong race as far as preps go. God, He looks amazing right now, guys. I mean, of course, we got the big one still left. He might flop, and then we say something different. But really,
Yeah.
really just interesting how this is shaping up this year.
Even if he flops, you still have points race winners finishing second and third behind him. It's still a strong race, even if Smile Happy runs second or third in his next race.
That's true. Yep. Good point. Yeah.
And
okay.
Carniche, not flattered, by the
Who?
That Breeders'
no.
Cup Juvenile, just getting worse here.
It keeps getting worse. Yeah.
We knew it was when Popcat came back. It's like he's not going to win that race. That race wasn't good. Giant Game sucks ass. Real quick though, Christopher says in due time. Now that's the allowance winner Friday. Who do you guys like better, in due time or White Abario? Samich, go first.
White Abario. I mean, he's beaten more. We don't know how good those two Pletchers were, and the fact that Pletcher had two in that race make me concerned about how good he thinks those horses are. He also doesn't think it's either one is the best in his barn. That's Emmanuel, and to have them both in an allowance race this late into prep season makes you think that he wanted to figure out which one takes a step forward, and he wasn't convinced which one it was, which means I'm not sure how much was in that race.
Yeah, Magic. What do you think?
I agree. Not only I'll add on, but when Mike and I covered the Stronach 5 that didn't happen, I brought up in due time, and I was like, look, the fact that my racehorse has Ironworks in there, but Edge Racing, who owns the winner, that's my racehorse. That's like their premier or elite brand. So my racehorse had two horses in there, and they put one against a Pletcher first-time debut winner for them. So to me, that was a trigger that in due time might be pretty good. Didn't use him in the race, but yeah, I'm going to go with Mike. I don't know what he really beat. Here we know what this horse beat.
I think he got the setup that was perfect in that race. I think he's good. What did you think of that allowance, Jared?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you guys. If you're as far as the question went about White Abario, I think White Abario to me is the list who I would lean towards, just because like Samich said, just basically what we know of what Pletcher thinks of his horses, right? I thought it was a good allowance race though, but nothing that I was like overly excited about.
Yeah, I think that second quarter really got American Icon, and we've kind of learned that he wasn't quote unquote the Baffert as that race kind of drew near. And I mean, I like In Due Time a lot, and I think the one thing you can say about him is he's going to be the one that comes running. He's going to be competitive, but I would take White Abario as of right now. The horse that In Due Time was third against, two back, is Dean Delivers, and he almost won the Swale today. It was close, got beat again by a Pletcher horse. So, lot to like about him. I'm not shitting on In Due Time, but I think White Abario, a little more tactical, might have a little advantage over him for now. That's how I put it. We got 4 minutes. Are we staying for this last race, or what are we doing, boys?
Might as well now, right?
Well, we talked about it to start off. If anybody rolled back to pick 3, it's still alive.
Yeah.
And the doubles. Hopefully, people have doubles rolling here too.
Aaron, did you put White Abario on our ticket? Who picked him, or was that Mike?
I don't remember. I had simplification. I don't know.
We were all picking him. I passed on that race because I knew he was going to get picked.
Yeah. I think simplification, White Abario. I may have picked one of the other. I don't know. I can't remember.
I think Newgrange might be the best Baffert. He hated that Oaklawn course and still won.
Yeah. Well, and if Corniche isn't around still, I guess maybe we'll find like what's Messier do tomorrow? What's Wharton do tomorrow?
I say Messier might have something to say about that tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
If it turns out to be Messier, I don't know what that says about Baffert's crop this year. I still don't love that horse.
Our buddy Ryan was telling me, he's like, man, he is so deep this year. I said, he has a lot, like always, but I don't know that he has a real good one, and that's what we talked about on the Hype Show, Samich. It's like, yeah, bunch of Baffert's going to be in a lot of the races. What are they? We don't know yet.
Yeah, there's a difference between quantity and quality, right? And he definitely has quantity. The question is, does he have quality? And right now, I lean toward no. I mean, I kind of want to say that Doppelganger is still his best horse when they stretch out, too, because he wanted to go longer than we saw him last time at Santa Anita. I think it's still up in the air, but I don't think there's that dominant Baffert horse like we've seen in the past. I mean, there's no Life is Good in his barn this year.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not anybody that's even close. No. If Medina Spirit was running this year, we'd be like, wow, he looks head and shoulders above everybody else. And last year at this time, it was like, that guy, he just like the blocker for Baffert, no big deal. So, see how that worked out. But, I know it's definitely just a wide open affair. And like you said earlier, and we keep saying it, that intensifies what we see. Because again, it's like Holy Bull, not a lot of movement in the race. Horse sort of went gate wire, he stalked, but it was just one horse ahead of him. But instead, it's like, wow, he can progress, he could win. He could go on to big things. So it's interesting.
I'm going to do the shot right before they also go through puberty when they break from the gate. But I'm going to do the shot then. But I need something to chase that's not this beer, so I'm going to be right back.
Okay.
Sounds good, Magic.
Bree
All
says,
She's a maniac.
Results on Medina Spirit due soon.
Yeah, that's a whole mess too, because the owner gets to take out whatever he wants, though, can he?
Correct.
I mean, the owner needs to approve whatever the release is. So I mean, there's no way in heck that we're going to get the actual results approved. I mean, they're going to block out whatever they don't want us to see, which is really frustrating. That's a ridiculous rule.
Correct. So people that want answers, results, some kind of clarity, or just feeling good about something, if it's in the hands of horse racing trying to deliver that news to you one way or the other, my faith in that is zero. So I wouldn't get too excited one way or the other. Hopefully they prove me wrong, but I don't think we'll get an answer on anything.
Mo ready 3-2.
Good
So
morning.
who do we? The one horse is down to 8-1. So I'm still on the one. I think. Jared, you sticking with the one here?
Yeah, I mean, they can't play 3-2, right?
It's tough.
Not on this race. But yeah, I'll take the one, even though that horse got pounded down too.
I think the 10 at 5-1 is still pretty interesting. Horse is kind of dropping a little bit, gets Saez aboard. I think the 10 at 5-1 makes sense.
Magic, do you have any opinions here on the last of Gulfstream?
If we're ditching the 12 because the price is completely unplayable, are we routing? We're routing 2. That's really unplayable. I'll go back to Jared brought up the 2 before. I think the 2 is pretty nice here. Loves the course. 5 for 16. Winners 11 or 10 for 16 on the board on the Gulfstream Park turf. So I think this is a decent spot. How the horse comes back from the layoff. The trainer's stats say it's good, but the horse is 8, and as horses get older, sometimes it takes them a little longer to get back into things. But the race 3 back at Delaware Park at this same level almost won. I know this is Gulfstream, so it's a little bit higher competition, but yeah, I think with the price, I think at 12-1 we're seeing something. But the fact that the horse has floated so much from 6-1, maybe the horse really needs a race to knock the rust off.
So how much we get this? If I get this one home, I'll qualify.
I would not mind this one. I've got a significant amount riding on these doubles with this one horse.
Let's do it.
The 12 horse gets me, I think, second or third in big bucks, which wouldn't be terrible. That's $3,000 or $4,000 or $2,000. So we take that too. It's a decent tournament day. We can get either of those home. And I'm 12th in the 30K right now, but I'm about $50 out of the top spot. So I need a minor miracle. I need a capper. So I have a firing horse here on the capper side that we're trying to take a shot on.
Aaron, what about you? You're in like 6 different tournaments today. How are your tournaments doing? Talk turn into me, baby.
Well, I've already won them all, Magic. So
Okay, well, of course you did. Of course you did.
You can't. I haven't lost any. I'll tell you that much. You can't lose them if you're not in them. So.
I'm right there with you.
I'm like the coach. He says you can't win it if you're not in it. My theory on tournaments is you can't lose them if you're not in it. So no.
Aldrin was a pro at the early bird ones back in his day.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in my prime. Sure. The dog wants to go for a walk so bad, so they got to run this race quickly.
Mine too.
He's been whining for a half hour. Come here.
What?
Hey, what did you think about Rampage last night?
Haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell me anything about it.
I won't tell you. I thought it was all right.
Heather wasn't home last night, so we didn't.
Don't tell me anything about it. It was all right.
Well, you can say it's all right. Just don't tell me who won.
I thought the way you described Dynamite was great. Is that the highs were really great and the lows were. It was very much like this.
The Dynamite. Some of the spots were some of the best I've seen,
you
and
see that?
some of them were some of the worst I've seen.
Hey, look at that.
Aaron D trying to run Jared down late. Who do you have, Aaron?
Yeah, I
He's
want
got
to
the
know
one
this now.
too. So we just need this. If we get the one home, we're both going to qualify.
You're both going to
Oh,
qualify.
yeah.
Let's get the one home. Let's do
get
it.
the one for the feed here. Everybody.
One time.
Wait, who
Anyone
was the
play doubles
ultimate?
here? Anyone live to anything here in the last race?
Cheers to the one.
Yeah, 3, 10, 12. Would really like to have 3, 10, or 12 here. Pick 4.
Hey, that I don't see. Let me see. That Sylvian that's in here. Oh yeah, this one right here. First
Yeah.
place in this qualifier I'm playing in right now. So there you go.
Nice. There you go.
Sylvian, good
Ugh.
job. Had the 8 in the last one.
Did
Had
you
Wide
take
Barrio.
it?
He did.
Ugh.
Why didn't you tell us? I didn't even.
I did. I said cheers to the 1, and then Jared started talking, and I was like, well, I'm going to do the shot anyway. I'd already psyched myself up. I had to
Sounds
do
like
it.
he's drunk before it even hits his bloodstream.
Jeez.
Hey, Magic, someone wants to know if they missed the Holy Bull and the Withers.
13 minutes to post.
No,
Negative.
you missed the Holy
No.
Bull and the Withers.
Yeah,
yes.
you did miss them.
Early voting won the Withers and the
Go back like an hour on this feed. Go back an hour. Wait, no, that direction. Go back an hour that way, and then hit play.
Yeah, early voting was dominant in the Withers, and Wide Barrio was kind of dominant in the Holy Bull.
Yeah, same. Or just listen to us tell you who won. Or you could go back an hour now. It's up to you.
Or go to youtube.com/racingdudes tomorrow, and you can watch the replay with our reactions all together.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of 8-1 doubles here live in the stream here, Aaron. I'm sorry, man. You may have to
Well,
root
that's
against.
fine. I don't
You
care.
may have to root against your 3-10-12.
Listen, that exacta paid.
That was literally on screen. Go rewind that way and go watch it. I freaking did
Just
it.
do another one, Magic.
No, I hate to. How about this? It was smoother than I thought it was going to be. If the 1 wins, I'll do another one for you. How about that?
Before I was rudely interrupted, the 8-4 exacta paid $68 in the last race.
Did
So
it really?
for $2, yeah.
Wow,
So
that's an
I'm-
overlay.
I'm totally not caring about. I mean, I'd like to hit it obviously, but if I lose, listen. We did
Yeah.
fine.
Whew.
I'm sorry, 64.
It's getting a little warm in here.
64.80. I'm sorry.
That's still strong, man. That's a great exacta for
Let's
those.
stay on for the
For those
Santa
two?
Especially
Two
when
top
we're like,
choices?
yeah, they should have been shorter than they were. Wade Barrio also got bet down late. He was 6-1 when he went off. He was 11-1 2 minutes before post. So that horse took a lot of late money.
Shit, he was 12-1 when we first started talking about him too. So yeah.
I have a feeling Chris may have had that exacta once or twice.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I was having just a so-so day, and then that put it over the top. So this is just icing on top. Listen, I'd like that. I'm rooting against the 1. All right, I'm not going to lie any longer. I hope the 1 loses. So sorry.
Yeah, I know. We all know you hope the 1 loses. It's fine.
But it's not going to be a huge deal if he wins. So.
I can't believe this 12 is 6-5. I need $8 win place for this 12 to move up 1 spot in the big bucks. I don't think I'm gonna get $8 for this horse. 12-1 morning line.
3, 10, or 12.
What about the 13, Sama? She's got the other Walter's got your boy Miguel Vasquez aboard.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I didn't put the 12 on top, and the reason why I'm scared, like not as scared as 13, is the post. I mean, it's really hard to win on the Gulfstream turf from that far out when you're going 2 turns, because that first turn just becomes such a problem because it comes up so fast from where they break that it makes it just tough. So unless you have tactical speed, you end up getting hung 4 or 5 wide, and I don't see any way Uncle Curly's able to use even tactical speed. I mean, he wants to be 2-3 lengths off the lead. He could be 6 wide going into this turn, and he's at the mercy of any horse inside of him. If any of them go out, it's going to cost Uncle Curly places. So it's the post that scares me with the 13. It's the same reason why I wouldn't bet the 12 at 6-5 here either, right?
Yeah, but at 6-5, it's crazy. You're welcome.
So I think I'm going to be rooting for the 1 or the 6 here.
Nah. What a day.
All right, we were walking in the gate. The 1 just took a hit. So the 1 went down from 12-1 to 8-1 late. The 12, that's probably going to go off as your favorite here, looking at somewhere around the 7-5 range. The 3, your second choice at 7-2. Got a lot of people live to the 1 in the doubles. Aaron's rooting
let's go
for the
1.
3, 10, or 12. Jared
Good
needs
luck,
the 1
1.
for tournaments.
Good luck, 1.
I wanted to do another shot. Come on, 1. Hey, good break for the 1.
Good break.
Good
And now
break.
this 13,
Solid break.
figure out
Solid
the-
position. You hold that rail. Hold that front position, 1. There you go.
How wide is this 13?
7-1. Jesus.
Gate to wire.
Yeah, let's go.
Come on, Emma.
12-1 in
you,
the parking lot.
yeah, synth, even money on Mo Ready. 12-1 morning line.
That's so gross.
It is really. that time is wrong. They did not go 25 and 2 there.
No.
That's incorrect, Gulfstream.
I don't even look at them hardly anymore.
that one is comfy.
What did somebody say yesterday to us on Twitter that the is it Gulfstream or Aqueduct? It's mostly just decoration when they do it.
Yep.
I think that was Chris. That made me laugh.
Where'd the 10 go?
I believe the 49. They are stacked and packed behind this one. The 3 is getting a great trip too.
3 looks like he's got a lot of horse.
Mo Reddy's going to go 4 wide, 4 wide.
Yeah, I don't think the 3 can or the 12 can win this wide.
The 10 horse starting to roll way outside.
Yep. He's moving.
Torican.
I think there's a 2-horse race.
I think it's going to be the 3 of the 1.
Come on, 1. Come on, reach that neck out. Come on, 1.
Bummer.
Fight!
Fight back.
Yeah, Bo Roos got it.
Come on, 1. Show some heart.
Oh, shit,
Show
he's
prove
coming
magic
back.
wrong. Make him do a shot. Come on. Make him,
Oh, he's coming back.
Come on,
come
1.
on, 1.
Come on, 1.
Oh,
No!
I got close.
Woo!
Oh, that was out of nowhere at the end.
Where did Vittoria Kin come from?
3, 1, 10. He was flying on the turn, but he was like 12 wide.
Woo!
Man, that one gave it a run, Jared.
Fuck.
I think I had the double quite a bit still.
Yikes. That was crazy at the end.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Oh,
And you wondered if we should stay for the 16K claimers on turf at Gulfstream.
Yeah. I think the 3 got it, right?
yeah, 3 got it.
Yeah. But what if we get an inquiry? Because it looked like he was pinching the 1 pretty good.
1 almost didn't get second.
Oh.
That was bad. That's a bad beat.
That was frustrating. That one looked good, too.
Did I mention I hate tournaments?
Did you not qualify?
No. Didn't.
Place money didn't get it done for you?
Well, I don't know. I doubt it. I was too far. I was like in 20th place, so I needed.
Oh, yeah, you need some Buco bucks then.
Yeah. If
Well, I'd recommend that you enter twice and play your alternates and your first choices and spend the extra $18 for the $180 seat.
Yeah, if that was the case, I would have won today. So, but you and I both know the days I do that, that's when none of my horses run worth of shit.
Oh man.
Oh man! Oh man! Oh man!
Well, this was fun.
I'm
This was
excited.
a lot of fun.
I'm happy with that result. That 8-3 double returns. What is it? $42 for $1.
Yep. It does.
And what we learned: you cannot bet 12 or the 12 at even money in that race.
That is wild. That horse went off at even money.
Dang.
Look at this.
There you go.
Sorry. Thanks for pick 3.
Yeah.
Hey,
If only we included. If Jared got here on time.
Yeah.
we would've had 12.
Jared, God damn it.
Being
Yeah, you
late
cost us the
again.
pick 4, Jared.
You're gonna hit the pick 4. What the pick 4 pay?
Over 1,000.
Yep.
Man.
Oh.
And that 5 horse cost me the pick 5 too. I bet it
You
cost
don't
you the
want to
pick
know.
5.
You don't
too,
want to
then.
know what I was doing, so we'll just say I was late.
What was her name?
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
All right.
There you
Does it
go.
rhyme with feather?
Yeah, it does. She's on the way home, Alterman.
All right. Good. We can watch Rampage when she gets back. Finally.
I gave her a rampage.
Oh. All right. Well, what did we learn today? Anybody?
Not to let
yeah.
Magic do shots.
Yeah, I think what I learned today is we saw 2 nice winners, and it's nothing to write home about, and they're in the mix. Most boring thing I could say, but that's kind of what it is.
I thought we got a little bit of a clearer picture. I thought it was nice to see that the horses that we thought, the races we thought were impactful, like the Jockey Club Mike brought up, and I think Jared too, that you can see that it continues to produce good horses out of that. So I like that it's making, today I feel a little better about things and that it's a clearer picture for the Derby Trail overall, especially because the Baffert thing is such a huge cloud. It's nice to have a little bit of sense of direction here.
Yeah, I think we got to draw a line through a lot of horses today on the Derby Trail, which it's kind of exciting. It's nice to cross some off as much as it is to be able to move some up. So I think we got to draw a line through 4 or 5 horses that we thought may have a shot at getting in the gate that I don't think are able to get in the gate anymore. So it's nice to take some off the trail as well, just to thin the weed, or thin the group down a little bit.
Yeah.
We're definitely in that time of the, like we talked about on Bleakers Off. It's like these next 2 or 3 weeks, really 4 weeks, let's call it, is when you're really going to start coming out with some of the horses that are legit, and or at least legit enough, and the ones that are not, as in giant game.
And tis the bomb.
It is the bomb.
I was watching when they showed the replay, the head on from Tiz the Bomb. I think he just hated the kickback, which, all right, but you're a closer. Get the fuck off dirt if you hate kickback.
You mean he hated the track because he's a turf horse? Oh.
Shocking, right?
If only we could have seen that coming.
I don't know. That's crazy, isn't it? Jeez, man. We should do this for a living or something. I don't know.
Well, some of us. I don't know. Some of you should.
Just think, Del Romas does it for a living. He trains horses for a living. So just think about that.
Well, he's a better trainer than I am. I'll give him credit for that.
He's won a lot more races than I have. That's for sure.
Fair.
He has done that.
All fair, what you guys said. All fair.
Would you give your horse to him if you had a horse?
I wouldn't give him anything. I wouldn't give him a cat.
Give him a sandwich?
I might give him a sandwich. That's about it. Where's the
All
cat?
right, let's wrap this up.
Let's get out of here. Yeah. Somebody get us out of here.
The people already hate Magic. We don't need them hating all of us. So.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Appreciate you spending some time with us here on a Saturday. Hopefully you're able to cash some tickets, especially that last couple at Gulfstream there. A lot of fun there getting those last couple home. Good day for Team Magic Mike. And we'll be back on what we plan to do this every big prep day, right? That's the plan?
Yep. Every time we have a guide, we'll have a live show.
Love it.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Anybody hitting this?
You said that. I said I'm not doing it.
Come on.
I mean, I know I'm not